What have we here? Hope you're having a lovely, lovely day, everybody out there. Fractal, I thought for a second you had made a good decision, but it seems like still making those bad decisions. So, good try.
Oh man, Chickenman! Wow!
How do I set this up so only drunk me can sub? Fractal, I have a great solution for you. There's two solutions actually. One, always be drunk. Two, get a breathalyzer to attach to your computer where you can only access twitch.tv, just the whole of Twitch really. When you are above a certain blood alcohol level, I would recommend 0.06. You could do 0.08, but I feel like you have enough buzz at 0.06 where like you're probably gonna have another drink anyways. That sounds much more difficult to do, though. Thanks, Tutor. We got KSL here. Honestly, our bracket's looking pretty solid right now. It's a pretty nice bracket. Usually what I look for to see how good the bracket is there anybody in the top 8 that doesn't feel like a top 8 player? You know, is there anybody in top 8 that would be out of place in a GSL? And when the answer is no, like today, and even our 9th seed, I think, very in place in a GSL. I feel pretty good about it. I'm like, this is actually a dope-ass bracket. Do they have breathalyzers to interface with the USB? I'm so sure that that's a thing you can find. There's no shot that doesn't exist, right? Breathalyzers have been around for like years. It would be insane. Oh, dude, remember when you could get bits from watching ads? What if the higher your blood alcohol level, until a certain cap, but every time you like blew into the breathalyzer, it had to be a little bit higher for you to like send more chat messages. You like run out. It's like a mobile game. You can either pay money and do it with bits, or you have to like push forward and be drunker. That sounds like a terrible, terrible idea, and I do not recommend anybody does it. Definitely put a cap on it. Like, where's Cat? I'm gonna tell you right now, he decided to fall asleep on the couch right here, which is also why my blanket's kind of a bit of a mess back there, which you can't really see, thankfully. But he's just asleep on the couch right next to it. He just decided that's where he was gonna chill today, so he'll probably move up there later, but for right now, that is what it is. Scam cam. Second heart attack is the cap. Not the first one, but the second one. All right, I think we're going to call that good. God, I hate Challonge's new setup. Did a whole thing. I gave them all sorts of feedback. Wait, why are only 11 people checked in? Everybody's checked in. Lie to me. Everybody's checked in. Get the hell out of here. Why are you lying? It said everybody was checked in. Why? Oh, I hope this is not lying to me. All right, I don't see any of the people that it says didn't check in, so I think we're actually okay here. See if the bracket looks terrible. Why do Gumiho and Oliveira always fight each other? That's actually ridiculous. All right, well, this bracket is very small, but stacked as hell, and it seems to be where we're at here. I'm really hoping those people don't show up and that the check-ins worked successfully, but everybody I really care about is here, so we're good. We're Gucci. Banger of a first round as we have a round of 8 match right off the bat with Gumiho and Oliveira, which has been really good the last few weeks. And I'm really kind of sad that it happened first round or round of 8 again. They're always just like right there. And I think it's just because of who signs up every week. They end up seeds 4 and 5 like every single week. But the rest of the round of 8 is going to be very sick. Even this round of 16, DRG and Nightmare, Creator Firefly, and Classic Han Mono. The fact that our bottom seed is Han Mono is really, really insane. Officer Bagel as Officer Bagel, please. That's right. He does as he pleases. All right, let's see what we want to get into. It looks like the Ducklings might hit up DRG Nightmare. Seems to be what he's eyeing. I want to try to make sure we get as much coverage as possible, and since the games are so good, I'm honestly happy with any of these to start off with. There's not going to be a single dud in the round of 8. Like, nothing even close to a dud. Again, the round of 16 is going to be super fun no matter what. Even the quote-unquote biggest mismatch of Classic Han Mono. Han Mono is still good enough and cheeky enough to make that a super fun match. And then, like, Firefly Creator. Firefly can win that. It's PvP, man. It's just a good matchup. DRG Nightmare is going to be sick, too. It's going to be great all around. I'm really looking forward to this KSL. Despite how small the bracket seems, I'm looking forward to it. So, I'll just get into something. We'll see what it ends up being. Han Mono has some really good TVP builds, or at least he like historically has had some really good ones. And by really good, I mean sometimes like the worst builds, but they're really good in like they're super fun. All right, you know what? I am going to let those guys cast that one. And I am going to try to hop into this one instead. Oh, never mind. That's the one. Oh, no. I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, damn. Okay, hold on. Anki's in that one. Okay. We're good. Okay. By we're good, I mean Now we're good. Now we're in something. Pig. Oh, Piggly Wiggly. Raiding in. You guys are here just in time. Things are about to get real great. We're about to hit up this TVT. Welcome in, bacon fans, bacon lovers, and rejoice, for bacon is excellent with chicken. It's a great combo. We're about to get into a TVT to start things off here. We want to check out that bracket. It's a sick-looking bracket tonight. It's a small bracket, but it's dense, you know? Sometimes all you need is 11 really excellent players. And lucky for us, that's what we have tonight. We're starting off hot, jumping in hot, right as the raid gets here with our first match of the night. It's a TVT. And in the upper right-hand corner, GSL finalist, one of the strongest Terrans in the world right now. It is Cloud9's Gumiho. In the blue. His opponent in the red in the lower left for Dragon Kites Gaming, it's the current reigning world champion, Oliveira. And I mean, you just can't go wrong with this. Especially when Gumiho decides, hey, you know what? I have a good build. And it's building 2 barracks in the natural of his Terran opponent. Did you see Beyond absolutely smash Bunny with this? The EPT Cup Korea, that was super fun. That was the shortest TVT series I've ever seen. Beyond just dominated. I don't know if this one's going to be quite as dominating, but I'm only seeing 1 gas here from Oliveira, and I'm feeling a little bit worried that Oliveira might be trying to Reaper expand against his opponent, going proxy 2 racks, Reaper in the natural, because Gumiho decided he wanted this one to be short and sweet. I'll tell you, these guys usually have a banger. The last like 2 or 3 weeks, I think, this match has happened in the round of 8 between these two. Oh my god, I can't believe he doesn't see this. Oh, he sees it! Gumiho misplacing, and Oliveira immediately stops building the CC. He gets the scout. He misses the scout on this one. So he may think this is only 1 racks. Oh, this could be really bad for Oliveira. That second racks being in a different spot? Gumiho, is this the largest brain thing I've ever seen in my life? Gumiho's got to pay attention. He missed that first Reaper shot. He's going to dive on it. All right, there's a little back and forth here. The SCV is really helping out. Gumiho's SCV is dead, but that's Oliveira's Reaper dead. And Oliveira's going to tap out because he genuinely did not realize there was a second racks down there. And the moment he saw that Reaper come up and he lost his Reaper, he knew it was over. And that is a sad moment, as we were 2 minutes and 26 seconds into that game. And, well, Gumiho takes a quick game 1. Quick game 1. The rest of the bracket's looking pretty stacked. If you guys aren't familiar with the KSL, this is a completely crowd-funded tournament. We have a Patreon, and thanks to our lovely patrons that pay like $5 to $10 a month, but we have a large number of them that support it. We're able to put on this tournament mostly weekly, although I think we will be taking next week off, as it is Thanksgiving for those of us in the U.S. But would really appreciate if you guys would consider supporting the Korean StarCraft. We started this because Blizzard left us out in the cold on our own, and especially the Korean region got hit real hard. So we wanted to support that, and the people wanted to support that. And we'd love it if you joined us. Also, you can get all the replays from all these tournaments every single week. So if you're looking for high-level replays, whether you want to cast them, you just want to look at them because they're pretty, or you just want to say you have like world champion level StarCraft replays on your computer. Those are all very valid reasons. Anyways, there's my spiel for the day. for this match, let's be real. I'm going to do that like 3 or 4 more times today. But spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have Once again, Gumiho, the Gumi God, taking a very quick game 1 there. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner got to be molding a little bit after that first game. I mean, not seeing the second racks like that, that's painful. It is Oliveira. You thought Oliveira took a break. I mean, he might have taken a break. He's been playing in the KSL pretty consistently the last few weeks, and he's had some really sick performances and some really fantastic matches where he's, I mean, taken down some of the greatest players in Korea. He's genuinely looked very, very good. Just a few weeks ago, he took down Dark and just had, like, some really sick games, sick matches. I'm excited to see him playing at that kind of level. The TVT between these guys is usually kind of weird. Both Gumiho and Oliveira have, like, a superpower where they confuse their opponents and play a little bit off kilter, where there's a thing in Pro StarCraft where you know exactly the timing of what your opponent is doing, right? And so you know when, like, the Reaper is supposed to pop out. You know when the CC is supposed to finish. You know when these transitions happen. And everybody has excellent macro. It's all happening at the same time. It's the correct time, right? There's the optimal time. But I feel like both Gumiho and Oliveira are totally fine playing an unoptimal build if it can help them win the game. And so the timings of what they do sometimes feels awkward. It feels incorrect. And I think it throws those players off who are, like, using assumptions as, like, a shortcut to help them get ahead in a game. But you just can't do that against these guys. Both of them play so, I don't know, it's like off-centered. It's like an unbalanced play style where you're not sure when the swing is going to come because it's not, like, dead center. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but it's really entertaining to watch these guys play each other because they both have that superpower. We're already seeing a bit of a difference in the opening here. Gumiho going for a cloaked Banshee opener. Both players just busting out some Cyclones to start with. Oliveira does have a Tech Lab on the way for the Starport, but it's quite a bit later, so I'm imagining this is just going to be a Raven opener for Oliveira. And yeah, there it is. Now, this is a lot of investment right now for Gumiho to get Cloak and Banshees. I don't know if he's expecting not a Raven opener, or if he's just thinking, well, maybe Oliveira will push out on the map a little bit. Maybe he can draw him out on the map a little bit with some Cyclone on Cyclone action. And then the Banshees can get some damage done. Yeah, I'm not too sure what Gumiho's plan is here. He could also be thinking, yeah, just that Oliveira's, like, not going for Ravens. Most Terran players still go for Ravens. Honestly, if anybody wasn't going to go for a Raven, it'd be Gumiho. Oh, and he's going for the speed upgrade for these Cyclones, so he is staying hardcore on the mech. He's going to keep these Cyclones pumping out. And this is getting a little spicy. Gumiho bringing some spice to game 2 of this TVT. After taking a very cheeky win in game 1. Now, where does Oliveira go from here? His build is looking very, very normal right now. This is by the book right here for Oliveira. And I think that's going to play really well into what Gumiho's going for. Oh my god, he's going for Hyperflight Rotors. What a god. I love him so much. I actually don't think slow Cyclones. And he's going to jump right on the Cyclone. Marines are not really going to stand much of a chance here. Oh my god, did that tank just shoot the Marines? What? How did that even happen? Confused. Scan goes down in the main. Oliveira's going to see the double factory. Now he knows he's up against something here. The Banshee's already getting some good damage done. And now Oliveira's going to need to get some Vikings out. I mean, you really need... It looks like he's already got them on the way here. You really need Vikings to deal with this. The Hyperflight Rotor Banshees, I'm pretty confident, are faster than just about everything Oliveira's going to have that shoots up. except maybe Marines that are currently being stimmed. But that gives Gumiho a lot of opportunity to get damage done once this Hyperfly Rotors is finished. Hurricane Thrusters is done. And Gumiho's bringing a tank forward. This is such a cheeky little tank positioning here that I think he's going to try to draw units in to that tank fire. Oh, Gumiho way overcommitting with these Banshees, though, getting completely surrounded by Vikings there. The Ravens just hanging out next to those Banshees. Hyperfly Rotors not quite done. Now, the one thing here is that Oliveira is going to assume there's no more Banshees, and that is just not the case. There's already a Banshee out on the field. We just saw it heading over to the side. That tank is getting surprise damage done as Oliveira doesn't realize it's there. He finally shuts it down. It got a lot of damage done on these units, though, and there are still Cyclones around trying to tag these units. Oliveira, though, with a nice positioning, but he's got to send some units back to deal with that one Banshee. More of them on the way for Gumiho. He's not stopping the Banshee production right now. He's just going to continue harassing. 9 SCVs going down. Oliveira scans and sees that Gumiho has a third, and I mean, he doesn't know it, but he's up 15 workers as well. This is a great position for Gumiho. That being said, Oliveira has a strong army, and he is pushing across the map. Stim Bio is a tough thing to contend with, but another siege tank here getting some good shots off, but it will get shut down and killed. The Cyclone's trying to take the role of Blink Stalkers here and just picking off a couple of units on their way across the map. Ooh, the shutdown gets through. The auto turret goes down as well, but Gumiho has another tank here, and he gets this one away. Just out of tank range. But now Oliveira is putting pressure onto this third base. Gumiho's going to have to do something about that. He loses the tank. Ooh, Banshee trying to come out. Base is getting healed, but it might just have to lift. Gumiho's close to having enough to break this, but it is being reinforced. Banshee from the backside forcing a scan. It will go down, but he gets one of the tanks first. Gumiho closes that up. Dave.
A small dono, don't feel bad. It's just the tip.
I love you, Dave. Thank you so much for that. You're a hero. I was wondering what was going on in the background there. So, of course, Who Let the Cocks Out? That all-time banger from the 90s. Gumiho breaks Oliveira, sends him packing, keeps his third base alive, keeps most of his SCVs alive, and Gumiho's been very good. I've pointed this out a few times recently. Very good at continually building SCVs. So he, despite having to pull workers there, and I guess he only lost a few. I mean, he's still at 77, I guess is really the point at the end of the day. Oh, and this Marine from Gumiho? What? He's going mech. That Marine was just a sacrificial lamb to scout that. Hellions looking for a way in, but Oliveira buttoned up back at home. Now, Oliveira, he did lose a little bit more there, but honestly, the trades are not that dissimilar. The mining's been a bit better for Gumiho, but it's relatively even at this point. Oliveira is looking to get some damage done in here. Despite scouting this drop, Gumiho has not committed anything to defending it. So he's just kind of counting on his tanks in his main base to defend this, finally bringing the Cyclones and Hellions back into the main base to deal with this. And actually, that is going to deal with this beautifully. He might realize that he needs Blue Flame soon, though. Would love to see him research that. But at the same time, Oliveira is going for a real push to the north side here, sieging up some tanks on this planetary. The Vikings going to scan forward and try to get these Banshees before the Banshees can kill a siege tank. The bio coming in, but I think Gumiho's army might just be too strong. Oh my god, he's got some Hellbats on the backside as well. Oliveira's going to kite against those and get some value, but look at that. After that's cleaned up, Gumiho is now up 30 supply on the Bio Terran. That's not where you want to be if you're playing Bio against mech. And it does look like Oliveira's trying to switch into air, but Gumiho's fully switching into air as well. Like, he's committing very hard to the air with triple starport here. And that's going to give him a big edge. I will say Gumiho's upgrades aren't as good as I would have expected them to be. It looks like he's on single armory right now, so he's got +3 attack coming, but no air upgrades, no armor upgrades. But he is pretty far ahead in that supply. ahead in workers, ahead in army. That's going to make for a very powerful push if he pushes it maxed. He could also play it kind of defensively, right? Gumiho could just try to move out and expand a little bit, pressuring with the Cyclones and Hellions. He hasn't shown any movement that he's going to attack anytime soon. But it might come down to air armies, honestly, as they're both just pumping out Vikings. We got Liberators on the way here for Oliveira. 8 Vikings to 8 at the moment, as both players commit to that heavy Air Force, the Terran Air Force. Ooh, a little bit of a runaround here. Oliveira gonna try to break through the middle, but Gumiho is, I mean, he is pushing. He's just pushing, and Oliveira has not realized it. And this is a bad spot to be in when you realize this. That being said, he's about to have a massive surround, and he's going to go for it. He stims forward. He's got units on all sides, but the tanks of Gumiho siege up. Is there enough bio here to kill this? It looks like the answer is yes. Oliveira runs over this army. The Vikings are going to win the fight for Oliveira as well because of the Marines underneath. And Gumiho drops down to 130 supply, and now he's trying to remax on mech, which takes approximately 100 years. Oliveira needs to go across the map right now, most ASAPly, because if Gumiho's able to get a couple rounds of tanks up, siege them up, it's going to be really hard for Oliveira to break that. Gumiho really bungled that fight, but at the same time, I mean, got to give credit to Oliveira. He saw his opportunity. He had a full surround, all sides, units coming in all over the place, and he took that opportunity, just stimming right in. And you know what? I don't think this base gets up. These are 2-2 Marines and Marauders. Gumiho's going to lift the base up. There's a handful of Marines here. It looks like the CC might be able to get out of there. But this is causing some good damage to Gumiho's economy while Oliveira takes the 5th base in the meantime. And this game turned right on its head. Gumiho's in a lot of trouble. He is still in a lot of trouble. There's a force on the top side, a force on the bottom side, but this is kind of what I was worried about here. Oliveira giving Gumiho enough time
but he's also
to get some of these tanks out. And while this is some good damage here from Oliveira, if Gumiho's able to get to a maxed army again, I don't know that he's going to let that kind of engagement happen twice in one game. Dave not only tipping $10, but gifting 5
he's
subs.
A man, but he's also a
What an
chicken.
absolute god, Dave Testa. Dave feeling bad because he doesn't like do everything for this tournament.
He's a man, but he's also
When in reality,
a
he's the
chicken.
backbone for why we were even able to start the KSL. Got to get some Dave appreciation in there. Literally
He's
could
a
not have
man,
happened without him.
But he's also a chicken.
I love you, Dave. Thank you, buddy. Now let's take a look at these air armies again. 13 to 20 Vikings. Gumiho has committed to the air army, and that means these 4 Liberators are basically useless right now. Gumiho is finally getting into the air upgrades as well. With +1 attack, he's got +2 armor on the way. His 5th base looks like it should be able to get established here, but he needs to get that going soon because he's mined out of his main. His natural is getting very, very low. Even the 3rd base is going to start mining out of these last few mineral patches and just be down to 4 soon. So he's got to get some SCVs up here and start mining from this base. Oliveira is shifting around to the top side, but Gumiho, he's doing a great job keeping up with Oliveira's army. It can be very difficult to do with this slower mech army. But Gumiho's doing a great job. The problem here for Gumiho is if he commits so hard to the Vikings, I get a little worried that he doesn't have enough to actually deal with the Bioforce. Because this is a lot of Marines and Marauders from Oliveira, and he is at 3-3. He's going to stim forward and try to get on top of these tanks again. Oh, the Ravens shutting down 4 of those tanks. And I said Gumiho wouldn't let it happen again, but he does let it happen again. There's not enough SCVs here for the repair. The Bio will gun this base down, and Oliveira takes another fantastic fight with his Bio, just being so patient, getting the full wraparound, and sending Gumiho's army packing. Gumiho is getting into battlecruisers. He has 3 of them. But honestly, Marines are pretty good against battlecruisers until you have, like, a ton of them. And these are 1-1 battlecruisers right now. They're about to be 1-2. against 3-3 Marines. That's a big deal. Plus, if the Vikings can target down the BCs, the Ravens can shut them down. They're powerful units, but they are not omnipotent. They are not the most powerful thing in the world. I love this little turret. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not going to do anything, but it's adorable. BC's moving around the bottom side. I don't know if Oliveira has realized there's battle cruisers yet. He may have. He's getting his own fusion core, but I think that's more likely for upgrades rather than for BCs. Gumiho's just going to get some damage done here and try to teleport out, and he's got to teleport out. There he goes. Right back home. SC Crackpot, thank you for the Prime sub. The 5 months of Prime subscribing. It is very Prime. I think 5's a Prime number, so that's like double Prime. Actually, if you double a Prime number, it's no longer a Prime number. Pretty sure that's how that works. Pretty confident that's like a definition.
Oh man, Chickenman.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And with Bagels hitting the resub button as well, we are on a hype train. 48 months. Bagels. Bagels with 4 years of love and support. Incredible. And Oliveira with, I think that was, what, 3-4 shutdowns? And this is going to be another dead base here as Gumio just doesn't have the army to take this fight. The anti-armor missiles, the Marines, it's just too much. And Oliveira with some fantastic bio play takes Gumiho down in game 2. 2 fantastic fights in that game from Oliveira. Such patient play. Not taking the engagement until it was the exact right moment. Forcing Gumiho into a position he didn't want to be in where he could get completely surrounded. Excellently done by Oliveira. Bagels, thank you so much. Your spirit animal. Everybody, the cat is currently asleep on the couch right here. If I move, I don't have a way to move the camera that it will be able to see him. I'm pretty sure the cushions will be blocking. So, unfortunately, he is invisible at the moment. But I can promise you he's right there. He's very cute and very adorable right now. Those are other things I can promise. Also, I have to shout out all the people who got gifted subs. I love that Nate just popping in for the BCs. The BCs teleport, and Nate just like gets teleported into the stream. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Mark BT, Macrocosm, AOD, Eddie SC2, and Silent but Deadly Fart 56. I mean, that's just the best. What a name. Thank you again, Dave, for the 5 gifted and for the donation. What a hero. Now we're getting into game 3. We're going to hard lead. We've had a very long game and a very short game. And we'll see what game 3 brings us. I'm glad it wasn't a 2-0 after that first game. But now I'm a little worried we might have a short game 3 here. As we get into hard lead, the winner of that 2-minute and 26-second game, number 1. I don't know if he wants to play another macro game. We will have to find out. In the lower right, it is Gumiho playing for Cloud9. The recent addition to the StarCraft family. Cloud9 coming in, picking up one of my favorite players of all time. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner for the Dragon Kitesy Gamers. It is Oliveira. World champion. Champion. Guys, my cat is so cute. Not to taunt you because none of you can see him, but he's just adorable. Fortunately, no proxies here. Gumiho decided, all right, we'll play it out. We'll play the full game, the full match here. And I'm not mad about it. Now, I do wonder if Gumiho's going to play mech again. I actually wouldn't be surprised. He's been playing mech against, specifically in these TVTs against Oliveira quite a bit. There's been a few really interesting games between them that Gumiho did like this like 2-factory tank push. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like pure tanks and Vikings. Double factory, reactor on the starport, just tanks and Vikings rallying across the map. What was funny is he did that to Oliveira, and then Oliveira did that to him in the next game. So I don't know. It feels like these guys are experimenting a little bit with TVT. Gumiho, obviously, in that last game, giving us the good stuff. That's what we're in Gumiho games for, is the mech play. This game so far off to a pretty standard start. Nothing too notable here. Gumiho going straight into the Cyclone, skipping the Hellion part of the day altogether here. Oliveira getting that first Hellion out for safety. I'm always excited to see Gumiho go for BCs. I feel like, unfortunately, I'm cursed. Where every time he goes for BCs, he dies during the transition. Like, he takes a massive fight while he only has 2 BCs out. And it's just, like, not enough to really deal with anything. Cheeky little fight happening in here. Gumiho, though, with the Cyclone, gonna end up pushing Oliveira back. Only 1 Reaper surviving, as the Cyclone has 3 kills. But, you know, nothing too crazy. Just early game shenanigans. I think a lot of these early games have been ironed out a little bit more. Players are, once again, a bit more comfortable in the early game TVTs where, unless somebody proxies, I'm not seeing too many early game victories. So it's more like back what we used to see, but instead of Reapers and Hellions, it's mostly Cyclones at this point. But this has also been a really big part of Terran gameplay lately. We saw Beyond use this to incredible results. I think it was the EPT Korea this past week. The double Cyclone drop. Obviously, with Beyond's micro, he can make things look incredibly broken. But this is potentially very strong. Oliveira, though, with a beautiful defense against it. The Viking and the Cyclone. But is it going to be enough here? The Viking goes down, the Cyclone goes down, and now Oliveira is chasing this with some slow Marines, which means some stuff is likely to die here. Gumiho's going to go ahead and boost away, just trying to get a few SCV kills, gets a couple Marine kills as well. Can't stick around with that tank. Oh, nicely placed Marines, though. Oliveira going to target on the medevac, but he doesn't get it. And that means the 2 Cyclones can get another SCV kill, bringing the total to 4 as this 12 hit point medevac gets out of there. And that's the micro I'm talking about. Gumiho bringing it. With that good micro, you can make magic happen with a medevac and 2 Cyclones. It's kind of like a double immortal drop with a Warp Prism. But a little bit different micro. Still very microable. Very good against the workers. And Gumiho getting some good damage there. Bring this home and just repair it up. Easy peasy. And it looks like Gumiho's going into full bio behind this. He's already got Stim on the way. And 4 more barracks being built as his third base turns into an orbital. Oliveira's third base a little bit behind, and he also doesn't have any extra production. But he is going for a push. He's just going to try to hit the other side of the map. He's got 2 Ravens. Did he get Interference Matrix? He did. He got the upgrade, so he has one of those available. This one will be available soon. He's going to have 2 shutdowns. Gumiho, I don't think, got the Interference Matrix upgrade. So he's on 1 Raven right now, but all he can do is drop a couple auto turrets or maybe an anti-armor missile. So Oliveira is going to siege forward, and he is going to shut down both of these tanks and kill almost all of the Marines. Both of these tanks going to go down as well. Uh-oh. Gumiho in some trouble here. But now the shutdowns are used. Oliveira going to have a tougher time pushing forward, but he sees that this base is over here. Gumiho going to try to pick off some reinforcements with some nice micro here. He doesn't get the tank, though. Oh, man. 6 hit points. The medevac goes down as well, so no more fancy micro here. And Gumiho is going to have a very tough time getting out of this. Oh, he drops his auto turret so late, but it does snipe down that 1 siege tank that was at 6 hit points. So at least Gumiho gets that. I thought he was going to drop those down earlier, try to get some of these tank kills. Gumiho going to scan forward, but there are 2 tanks here to 1. Gumiho might get one of them. He does, but he loses yet another tank. And there's another shutdown available. Oliveira going to continue pushing forward while Gumiho is trying to get everything in order here, all of his production. But hold the phone, he's going to pull the boys and stim the Marines and try to take this out. A couple of auto turrets on the back, and he will clean it up. Losing 6 SCVs, but staying ahead 2 workers at the end of the day. Gumiho biding his time, waiting until he had enough Marines to push out there and get the kills. The SCVs really coming in handy. And again, that SCV production from Gumiho coming into play. He's been very good at consistently building SCVs. And that's going to allow him to, even though he lost 6 just then, stay ahead in the worker count, or at least even in the worker count. Now Gumiho is going to send some units across the map. It looks like Oliveira has thought about this, and he's bringing units home. He has quite a few Vikings, so these drops are dangerous. But if the units can get out, what does Oliveira have on the ground right now? Turns out the answer is not much, as he's still getting his barracks online. I think he has stim, but I don't think he has combat shields yet. 1-1 is done for Gumiho, so his bio follow-up is hitting super hard right now. He had a weak point. Oliveira took advantage of that, but that earlier production for Gumiho is really kicking in. Kind of the beauty of TVT. This is the give and take of that production versus building more units. Now, Oliveira does have a lot of Vikings on the defense for a drop, but the drops are heading up north. This is 4 medevacs full of units. Oliveira has 1 Liberator here. Uh-oh, guys. This drop is getting right on in. Oliveira is going to have a siege tank in position, but 1 tank is just not going to cut the mustard. And that is Oliveira's natural base in disarray. 21 SCVs going down like it's nothing. He does shut down one of the tanks, but Oliveira is going to have to tap out as Gumiho gets in, kills all the SCVs, and secures his position in the natural and secures his position in the semifinals with that win over Oliveira. Beautiful play there, man. What a sick TVT. That was so fun. I wish all TVTs were that good. He is Gumi good at the game. True. So Gumio is going to go to the semifinals. He should be our first semifinalist. However, the round of 8 is it's underway. I don't know who's casting what. I believe the Ducklings are probably in Creator versus Dark right now, because they were in Creator Firefly. And then we do have Anki, our Spanish language commentator. I think he was in... He might have been in DRG Nightmare, so he might be in DRG Hero right now. Into the Inyu is the Korean language caster. Not sure where he is at the moment. We donate to get tuna for cat. I heard you're not actually supposed to give cats, like, tuna out of the can. I mean, I could get him just like raw tuna. I'm sure he'd be down with that. But I'd also be down with that. Raw tuna is delicious. Not at the moment. I do have some treats that he likes, so I have been considering doing a treats redemption. The hard thing about doing that during a cast is a lot of times I don't have good downtime. I do kind of have it right now. But also, I've missed too many good matches by, like, distracting myself in between. And then, like, sometimes the players get into stuff super quick. So they might end a match, do their vetoes in literally 30 seconds, and then get into the next match in, like, 90 seconds total. It's actually insane how fast they can do that, depending on who it is. So I'm always afraid of missing the next match. I hate just standing here waiting. I mean, honestly, the whole bracket was really sick today. DRG Nightmare. Creator Firefly is a 2-1. It looks like Han Mono didn't show up, unfortunately. So we missed that one. But Classic now up against Cure. I don't know if anybody's casting that one at the moment. We have a couple of other casters in here as well. I believe Mandarin caster. Oh, is Steadfast here? Hold the phone. Steadfast is here, and he was late, which means he was just in time for Classic to get the walkover, which means he's in Classic versus Cure. Dave, what a hero. Absolutely based Dave. The perfect amount of late to get into the one game that nobody else was going to cover because it was a walkover. Why we love Dave. And even though Dave took the night off, we got Dave here picking it up for us. Shout out to Dave. All right, so that's cool. So we'll wait for DRG Hero to either finish or we'll get into the next match. It looks like Anki is casting that one in Spanish right now. If you want to keep an eye on whatever's going on in that match, Anki's channel is going to be the way to go. I don't exactly remember what the full Twitch URL is for Enki. I think it's Enki StarCraft. ENKI StarCraft. But I have a bad memory. Oh, is it Enki Alexander? Hold on. Oh, it's Alexander Enki. Oh, really throwing me off here. No, wait, it's not. He hasn't updated his Twitter. Oh, god dang it. All right, well, figure it out. All right, well, we'll get into Hero versus DRG whenever they're out of whatever game they're in, or into the winner versus Gumiho. So we do have a minute. I could give him treats. I have not given him treats on stream yet. He is currently asleep. But I think it might be worth it. I don't think he'd be upset. You know what I mean? So let's give the boy some treats and make him a happy boy because he deserves it. This will be the first and probably only free treat redemption on stream. Enjoy it while you have it because I'm going to start charging like 50k nuggets for these. Oh, he sat up immediately once he heard this bag ruffle. be like crack. He just like absorbed those into his throat. I love you, buddy. I gave him 2 more because he was a good boy. What a sweetie. You had a kitty named Iris back in the day? Look just like you, Bagel. Oh, he's very interested to see if there's more treats up there now. There are none. I'm sorry, buddy. So cute. Yeah, he really likes those treats. Oh, hold on. We got Hero versus DRG currently out of game. If we can't get in. Get into this game. Can we please? Why will not let me get into this game? There we go. There we go. All right, so we're in Hero DRG. God, StarCraft is dumb sometimes. All right, we're in the lobby for this one. Cat. Yes, he has decided to grace everybody with his presence. Nice. Oh, I'm so happy Steadfast is here to round out this bracket. That means every single match will have been casted in this bracket today. Which, it's a pretty small bracket, so that's not saying too much, but that's good. We're happy about that. All right, I'm going to fill this bevy up while we wait for this to start. And look at that. It has begun. Not sure what game we're in here. I'm going to wait until Anki puts his score on screen to be sure. Hopefully he does that. But we'll get into whatever game this is, 2 or 3. I think it's game 2, and I think it looks like currently up 1-0. Is our Protoss player in the upper left-hand corner. Arguably the favorite to win every single KSL from here to the end of time. It is Dragon Kitese's Hero. And his opponent in the lower right-hand corner is the Red Zerg player. Challenging him, DRG. Ah, the Clan NV DRG. Man, I don't know. Somebody on my floor must be making something with a bunch of garlic in it. All of a sudden, I just got a huge whiff of... Honestly, it kind of smells like a garlicky pizza crust. And man, I have never suddenly wanted garlicky pizza so much in my life as I do all of a sudden right now. All right, what do we have here? All right, looks pretty normal on DRG's side. Had to take the third, taking the forward third. Kind of interesting. DRG might try to use that as a pushing off point for some cheeky Ling or Roach player. Maybe even the Queen Walk. The sacred Queen Walk. We'll see what hero goes for. I'm imagining a Stargate in my mind. Of course, hero, the #1 seed in today's bracket. One of the top ranked players on the Ligulac. One of the best Protoss in the world, if not the best Protoss in the world throughout 2023. And, I mean, he's won so many KSLs at this point. Like, I kind of forget how many. Is he like, I don't even know. I'm gonna look it up. 14. You know, I was gonna say like 9, 11. Nope, 14 wins. Hero has won 14. He's come second place 4 times, which means out of the 35 total KSLs, Hero has been in 18 finals. It's kind of insane. Yeah, so DRG, I mean, he's up against a tough opponent here. And Hero, a lot of those finals, he's taken down Dark, who is one of the top 2 strongest Korean Zergs. Although I would say right now, most people would probably consider that Solar as the top #1. But Dark has had a very strong year, except in the finals of KSL against Hero. Dark's year not looking quite as strong if you look specifically at those results. You're going for a nice Void Ray opener here. We don't see a ton of that. This usually means that the Protoss absolutely wants to make sure the Zerg can't get an Overlord into Scout. Which could mean a few things. It could just be Hero being cheeky, and he could just go into like Blink or Charge and +1 after this. But he's got the Robo coming up with a Forge right now, and this is making me wonder. I don't know. I feel like there's a few options here. Warping in a Sentry, I'm starting to feel like this is going to be a big, like 3-base Immortal Sentry all-in kind of play. Hero has done a few of these in the past. The Void Ray can be a really powerful ally in those kinds of fights. It just does good damage from up high. We'll see what Hero starts building here. Yeah, the +1 starts up. There's the Immortal first out of the Robo. Already 2 sentries in. It looks like Hero is going for that. I imagine a few more Gateways going to drop down soon. And he's just going to be busting out some units. As I say that, though, he drops down the Twilight Council. So he might not be going for like the all-in push version of this. I'm not sure. Now I don't know. Hero confusing me. Oracle keeping an eye on things on the other side of the map, seeing that these rocks are being taken down, slows the creep, and it looks like DRG might be thinking about doing exactly what I was talking about, is walking the queens across the map, spreading that creep forward, killing these rocks. He can get the queens right up into this natural area very quickly. Hero just trying to stymie that as much as possible, right? Tags the rock so he knows he's being seen, kills that 1 forward creep tumor, delaying this creep spread by quite a bit. But DRG has +1 melee getting pretty close. He has a bunch of Lings that just popped out. He's got a Bane Nest as well. Hero is getting a Prism, but I mean, he's macroing behind this. He's got a bunch more gates coming up. Charge is on the way. He's got the Robo Bay on the way as well. Hero is just going heavy on the ground army. Not messing around with this ground army. just a very interesting way to get into this game for Hero, and it makes me wonder if he was thinking there was going to be a specific build out of DRG. Maybe like an annoying roach push or something, where pumping out 2 Immortals right away would have been very good. Obviously, these units are very good against the Lings as well in the early game. The force fields are very powerful against them. And Immortals don't deal with Lings super well, but, I mean, they kill them quite quickly. So, as long as they can't be surrounded and killed, they're pretty decent against Lings. You're going straight into Colossi and then into the Templar Archives. Man, he is just ticking every box when it comes to the ground army. And DRG, I mean, he's got +2 melee on the way. He's getting roaches out now with roach speed. It feels like he's just kind of macroing back at home. But I don't know that he's macroed fast enough to get to a point where I'm loving his position. He is starting to jump ahead in army supply now, but that's mostly thanks to the fact that roaches are very heavy in supply. So as he gets a lot of those out, his supply is going to jump up. But with Immortals on the other side of the map, Colossi coming out, I'm liking the complexity of Hero's army by quite a bit more than DRG's. That being said, complexity, as great as it is, not only hasn't been a team in StarCraft, I think, since Wings of Liberty, but doesn't really mean much if there's just way too many units. And DRG's going for a full Zerg Swarm style here, as he's hit his 75 drones. He does have a few more on the way, but it looks like it's going to be largely just units from here on out. He's going to hit 200 supply, and I mean, I think he kind of just has to go. There is a Zealot counterattack getting set up. DRG is so insanely ready for this, but wait a second. Hold the phone. Oh my god, DRG moves out right at the wrong moment. The Zealots are going to get in. DRG is going to have to pull this half of the army back. And this is such a great delay tactic here from Hero, who's going to get the surround on the hatchery. I don't know that he gets it because of the Banelings killing these Zealots so fast, but as I say that, the last few Zealots going to clean up that hatch. And on the other side of the map, a massive stasis trap actually keeping that 1 Immortal safe. And it looks like the hatch will pop up. But how long can this stay alive? Actually, hold on. Oracles! Oracles! Oh, he drops the Immortals to get the last couple of shots as well. And he will kill both of those hatches, knocking DRG down to a 3-hatch Zerg right now. And Hero is not taking a 4th. He is not being greedy about this. He is just building a sick ground army up, knowing that DRG's army, it's not getting any more complex. It's staying on Lingbane Roach right now. There's not even Ravagers in this army. Whatever the opposite of a complex army is, that's what DRG has. And I feel like Hero, as he's nearing max here, he is missing some disruptors. I'd love to see those mixed in. I feel like they're so good against this, but he's just going to go for a brute force fight. Archon's out front. Some force fields going down. The Banelings do connect on some of the Colossi. There apparently was 1 Ravager, threw out a bile, and has died. Huge surround, though, here from DRG. Some nice pickups in this War Prism, keeping 2 of these Colossi alive. The Immortals doing so much work. And I think Hero's just going to have too much here. DRG starting to stabilize a little bit, pushing this back at the Queens that are trying desperately to get that Warp Prism, but I don't think they can quite get it. And oh my god, that Colossus, it finally goes down. And it had so many kills. These 3 Immortals doing God's work up here. One of them dies. Hero's losing a lot of his high-tech army, but it doesn't matter. He's got just enough to push through that big warp in, sealing the deal there. And Hero takes game number 2. What a sick game. Man, what a sick player. Hero's so good. And that means we have Hero versus Gumiho as our semifinals on the top side of this bracket. All right. This should be a really sick TVP. Now, Gumiho has struggled. Versus Protoss. So Hero's going to be pretty favored in this one. What was I saying? Sorry, I can't type and think at the same time. Honestly, it's a real problem for me. Thinking in general is very difficult. Yeah, Gumi has been struggling against Protoss. So I think this is going to be a bit of a tough one for him. I don't know what his record against Hero is lately. I feel like it's not great. The thing about Gumiho is, like, he's absolutely terrifying in like a GSL where he has time to prepare, or even in like a big tournament where he'll come up with some crazy ass builds to bust out. And he does bust out weird builds in these kinds of open tournaments as well. But I feel like a lot of them are a little less refined and maybe things he's still like working on, or things that he's just winging it. But anyways, Hero's just very strong and solid. He's just damn good. But maybe Gumiho can bust something out here. Gumiho's tried mech a few times against Hero, and usually it ends up with Hero laughing at Gumiho as he wins. Something along those lines. Poisty wants a smile. Poisty, for you, you can get a smile. If I could make him smile, I would, but he's sleeping right now. Look at him with his cute little head turned upside down. Absolutely adorable. Incredible. All right. We're getting into game. Looks like the bottom side semis is ready as well. So I think the Ducklings and Steadfast will be casting that one. So if you're like, Protoss versus Terran, I want to watch a Zerg versus Terran, go check out those guys' channels. They got it going right now. But we're going to hop in to our banger of a match. It is the semifinals of the KSL, Week 35. The games have already been great. They're just going to get better. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Solaris, we have Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Hero. The 14-time KSL champion Hero. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner has looked fantastic in a lot of the big events this year. But his results in KSL may be leaving a little bit to be desired. Can he break free today, though, and take down the KSL champ? It is Cloud9's Gumiho. Gumiho looking strong against Oliveira, although I feel like these games are not necessarily the best test of how he's feeling right now. He did have some excellent micro in game 3 though, and I feel like that was the best showing that we've seen from Gumiho so far. He's had a pretty short bracket today though, just fighting Oliveira before this one. So you know, I don't know if Gumiho's too warmed up right now. Maybe he's feeling a little cold in the hands. Hero might have a bit of an advantage there. I was just saying before the game that Hero definitely going to be the favorite in this. Gumiho has struggled against Protoss, especially in these kinds of open bracket situations lately, and I feel like he's struggled against Hero specifically lately. Where every time I see them fight, it feels like Hero just has the upper hand most of the time. But Gumiho does have some cheeky builds up his sleeves. He might be able to bust something out in one of these games that surprises Hero, catches him off guard. But I also feel like I've seen Gumiho do a lot of like weird off-the-wall stuff. His straight-up bio play is actually so strong that I feel like that might be the way to go. I don't know. It's a straight-up macro bio. Hero's going to drop the Twilight Council. Are we going to see 4-gate blink out of Hero? These are the important questions. While we wait for that answer and enjoy a little Adept on Reaper action here, while this SCV desperately tries to finish the CC, oh, look at it go. Its friend to finish that CC. Beautiful. I'll remind everybody that we do have a match arena for this event. Please consider checking that match arena and adding 25 cents to the prize pool by clicking the claim code button. If you would like to donate to the prize pool, you can do that on the match arena if you really like the players in today. If in general you'd like to support the tournament, we do have a Patreon where you can get replays and give money to the best players in Korea who play in this every single week. Fully crowd-funded event we have here. We have no sponsors. Our sponsors are the community. If there was a definition of grassroots in the dictionary, you would see the KSL logo next to it. And then like a picture of grass. But there's just the roots of the grass. But yes, big shout out to all of our supporters. Thank you. If you're a supporter of the KSL, if you're a patron, it means the world to us to be able to put this tournament on. I'm really happy to be able to do it. I know the players are super, super thankful to have these kinds of tournaments on, especially in light of GSL prize pool not being what it once was. And obviously they're doing crowdfunding as well, and I'm sure there's a lot of overlap there of people supporting both. Those are the true heroes of the Korean scene. This is also a true hero of the Korean scene, but you know, there's heroes and then there's heroes. And not all heroes wear capes, and not all of them play Protoss. But all right, Gumiho being annoying with the double Cyclone drop here, but it does get discovered, so he's going to just back up with it. It looks like Gumiho is planning a 2-base push here. He's got a second Rax finishing up, a third Rax on the way. There's no third CC. He is getting a Raven out. I love this tank is a little off kilter. It's tilted up. So he got the Raven, but he didn't get the Interference Matrix upgrade, which means he won't be able to shut down the Colossus or Colossi that are inevitably going to come out of Hero's Robo here momentarily. There he goes. He starts one up. So this is Blink into Colossi out of Hero. He's got a third base on the way, but just kind of macroing up. Gumiho's going to move out with this double Cyclone again to at least kill that Observer. He's got the Raven to the north side. He's going to try to harass with some auto turrets. But right now, he's just building Marines, getting Stim. He's got +1 on the way. Gumiho's going to have a strong push in a little while, but by the time he has that push, I think Hero's going to be very ready for this. And this is the kind of build I don't love to see out of Gumiho. I don't feel like this plays to his strength super well. Now he has to wait for stim +1. The auto turret's getting a little bit of damage done, a couple of probes going down, but the blink forward in this Raven is already super duper low. And I don't think it's going to get much more done. In fact, it's just going to die. Only 2 probe kills there. Did force the recall. That's about it. And Gumiho still waiting for these upgrades to finish before he can really move out. That's going to give time for Thermal Lance to finish up. Charge might be done by the time Gumiho hits the other side of the map. There's certainly going to be a second Colossus, maybe even the third one. And all that worries me because Gumiho, while he has a lot of stuff, by the time he hits the other side of the map, I mean, Hero's Army Supply is inching closer every moment. And Hero, he's just going to be on a much better economy. Now, Gumiho's third base is almost done, so he's not super committed to this push. Oh, and the tanks are going to siege up, actually blast some of these stalkers. A big stim as well. Gumiho trying to catch a few of these guys, and he is going to catch a few of these guys. 2 stalkers blink away. No, that's a follow-up stim. I think that's going to be all the dead stalkers. Can it get out of there? Oh my god, Hero saves it. The 1 stalker lives. But that's a great victory for Gumiho, who is about to take his third base. And you know what? I always discount Gumiho's ability to build SCVs. But he's only 5 workers down as his third base lands. Obviously, it was inefficient for a while here, so Hero's going to take a big spike in his favor. But it should drop back down to, honestly, it should be in Gumiho's favor. With Mules dropping, 3 worker difference right now, Gumiho is going to have the income lead for a little bit. Or at least even income. He's ahead a bunch of army supply. Hero's army was very ready for that push, I think. But I don't know if he can counterattack. Unless Gumiho's on siege. Oh, no. Gumiho not watching for a second there. Loses 2 tanks right off the bat. He pulls one back and sieges up, but Hero just moves to the north side. And Gumiho, I was just talking up all of the good things going on in this game for Gumiho. And Hero just walks into the base and kills 2 of the unsieged siege tanks. Gets 5 SCV kills, forces a bunch of lost mining, the lifted CC. I mean, that was all damage that didn't need to happen if Gumiho was just sieged up. It's crazy how big of a difference that makes. I don't know, those looked like 2 Cyclones in the middle of the map maybe. Going down as well. And Hero's going to take a 4th base with that. I mean, this is all of a sudden turned on its head. I still think Gumiho's in a fine position. The army supplies are still very similar. The worker counts are very similar. He's got some Widow Mine drops trying to be annoying here. So I don't think they're going to get too much done. But, yeah, I don't know. That could have been much better for Gumiho. Crazily enough, he still has traded better. And I think that comes down to a lot of the stalkers that died earlier. But, yeah, I don't know. You know what? That didn't end up being as bad for Gumiho as I had feared it was going to be. And Hero playing very carefully there, not getting maybe as much damage as he could have. Not trying to dive on the army after getting those 2 tank kills. It's allowed Gumiho to build that army back up. He's got a lot of bio. He's got ghosts out now. He's getting Vikings out to deal with the Colossi, but I don't think he actually has any out on the field at the moment. Oh, I'm wrong. I would be wrong for thinking that because he's got 4. To deal with 3 Colossi, I feel like he's going to want like 8 or so. And Hero's going to have to start getting into disruptors, I think. I feel like you need to get disruptors out to start dealing with this army of Gumiho. The heavy charge lot play here from Hero is just not going to cut it against that much bio. I will say, despite Gumiho's earlier lead in upgrades, I mean, they've kind of ended up staggering, right, with the 2 upgrades at a time here for Hero. +2 is about to finish for Gumiho, but that's going to be his last upgrade lead for a while. Because once Hero finishes up 2-2, he's just going to be ahead. And it's going to be very hard for Gumiho to regain that lead. He does have a second eBay, though. So if he starts up +3 at the same time as +2 armor, yeah, he's actually going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. This game is actually still looking great for Gumiho. Hero only going up to 69 workers. He does not have a lot of gas mining at either his 3rd or his 4th base. And Gumiho's pushing forward, man. He's going to take down 2 Colossi. What is Hero doing, man? Hero losing so much. He's going to turn on the overcharged shield battery. But the Vikings just crushing this air army. Where are the disruptors? Where's the AoE? It's nowhere to be found. And Gumio's bio army is just going to stutter step against this for days. There's no real damage here. The EMP's laying down on top of everything. And Hero just doesn't have anything. Gumio is going to stomp in game one. I mean, I was all talking up how Hero's the favorite and Gumio's been struggling against Protoss, but Gumio did exactly what I said that I thought he needed to do, which is just play straight up bio. And despite kind of a bungled first fight there with the tanks on siege, Gumio's won this game. At this point, this is Hero on copium or Hero trying to figure out what he's going to do in the next game to change it up. Because he is under 100 supply and Gumio's chilling at 175. There's just nothing Hero can really do here. Gumio would have to throw this game. I mean, I don't think Gumio's been sub to Sal, so I'm not sure if Gumio has the capability to throw a game this hard. Hero's quite good. He can pull off a lot of comebacks. I just don't think this is one of them. Maybe if there was a disruptor. I mean, what we really need to see here from here is a disruptor. Gumio's going to go in for the attack. The super shield battery turns on. He's going to go in anyways. He snipes it down. Colossi from the backside here. Oh, this is a lot of stuff for Hero. It doesn't matter, though. Gumio's got just too much stuff. It looks like Hero's going to push this back for now. But, I mean, this is small victories for Hero. He's going to gather his forces, but Gumio's just going to pull back into the same thing. Even a Widowmine getting a shot off there. Gumio is still ahead 73 supply right now. Maybe if Hero catches him out of position, but the Widowmine showing him exactly where that army is. Gumio going to stim forward to get on top of this. The force fields are beautiful. Hero's making a game out of this that really shouldn't be happening. The blink forward kills one of those liberators. The bio, Gumio has just said, screw it. He's going across the map. But as Hero decides to take the fight in the middle of the map, Gumio says, actually, that's totally fine with me. I'm a big fan of taking these fights in the middle of the map because I will win them. Hero fighting it out. But yeah, it was pretty hopeless. Once you fall to like 70 supply after a fight, you lose 2 bases against your opponent who's just chilling and macroing back at home and has a huge army still on your side of the map. I mean, Gumio played that safe. He didn't just try to gun straight into the natural or something. I feel like he could have. But, yeah, Gumio dominating that game. It was pretty straightforward. It kind of felt like a Wings of Liberty TVP in some ways, where like it felt like Hero forgot disruptors exist or something. Because once the Vikings killed the Colossi, there was just nothing really left for Hero. The Vikings just chased the Colossi, killed 2 of them before any of the fight even happened, and then the game just kind of ended from there. I'm not really sure what Hero's game plan was past that. I really feel like you need disruptors, or you need something like, if you're going to stick on that kind of an army, I think you need something like Blink DTs, where every time the Terran's moving out, DTs are going in, or Zealots are going in. We didn't see any counterattacks from Hero. I gotta say, it felt like a bit of an off game from Hero. Gumio played that very well, but it felt like Gumio just macroed and saw that Hero wasn't doing the things that I feel like a Protoss needs to be doing, and took advantage of it. And I talked about it earlier. It's kind of a superpower of him, though. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, our red Terran for Cloud9 Gaming. It's Gumio. His opponent in the upper right for Dragon Kitesy, it is Hero. But yeah, that is kind of like a Gumiho superpower, right? It's the same thing Oliveira has, where maybe he plays a little bit off kilter. You know, it's not what Hero expects. I talked about the possibility of a 2-base all-in that last game. And it looked like Gumiho might be doing something like that, but it would hit super late, and Hero was getting all prepared for it. And it did kind of feel like Hero was getting prepared for a 2-base all-in, right? His upgrades were going to nail it for that. But when that wasn't happening, when Gumiho was just macroing, he did just have a 3rd base. He killed a handful of stalkers and then was like, oh, actually, I'm doing fine. All of a sudden, Hero felt like he didn't have that many probes if he's fighting 3-base to 3-base. He had some Colossi, but he didn't really have anything to follow that up. And it put him in a bit of a weird position where maybe he was expecting some sort of big attack from Gumiho. And Gumiho was more than fine to just play out the macro game in that position. Hero took a good fight, and I don't know if he was expecting Gumiho to immediately counterattack, but again, no gases at the 3rd and 4th. I don't know. It just felt really weird from Hero. And maybe like Hero was expecting the game to go differently than it did. And then by the time he realized, oh, that's not where this is going, I do need to macro and get into something else, it was like too late, right? The Vikings were killing the Colossi. He was flustered. He was on the retreat. And you need splash damage against Terran Bio. You just do. Terran Bio will kill gateway units. They will kill Immortals. They will kill Archons, especially with the Ghosts there. The Terran Bio, it's just a stronger composition than a gateway-based army from the Protoss. If they're, you know, even supplies, relatively even upgrades, and the Terran can micro well. You need that splash damage, even if it's just a couple of storms to help zone, but really the Disruptors, the Colossi, those are key units. The counterattacks is something that, again, we just didn't see come out from Hero, and I don't know if he didn't have time to get into them. But things like Blink DTs and Charge Lots running into the Terran base can be very difficult to deal with for the Terran on, you know, 4 bases or so. Even getting that 3rd base up, it can be quite vulnerable to those run-bys. Yeah, I mean, chat, you got it. Terran Bio is tier 1 to 3. But it very much depends on how well you can micro it, right? It has quite a few weaknesses. But one of its major weaknesses is just splash damage. It's just that AoE. It packs very tightly. Marauders have more hit points. But usually it's going to be Marine heavier compositions. And Marauders have quite a bit more weaknesses than Marines do in a lot of ways, right? Like, the Immortals would have been great there in that last game if Gumiho had been, like, super heavy Marauder. Or you could just build, like, I don't know, a few air units. Even Charge Lots start doing a lot better if the composition becomes too heavy in Marauders. But Marines pack so tightly, they have so few hit points, you can micro them all over the place. But with things like Disruptors or Storms, all it takes is missing a couple of EMPs, a couple of High Templars with the EMPs, or even hitting them once but not a second time. They can still have Storms available. But speaking of AoE, Probe's also very susceptible to this. The Stalkers blink forward, but all 4 Widow Mines get out. Good splits from Hero, though. 4 Probes going to go down. I think 1 mine got lifted back up. There's no armory with this. So all the mines will get cleaned up here. 4 probes for 4 mines and a medevac. And the Hellions and Reapers try to dive in at the same time, but Hero, with a beautiful block there, takes an excellent trade to start things off. It looks so dicey for the probes when something like that happens, but Hero was so well prepared for it. Snipes down that medevac. Blink was done at the perfect time. And now Gumiho, seeing these gateways out front here, and the Robo, and knowing Blink is done, he's getting set up for defense of a 3 to 4 gate Blink. It looks like it is going to be 3 gate Blink out of Hero with the follow-up Robo Bag. Follow up Robo Bay and third base. Okay. So Hero's not super committed to this. He can get a lot of damage done with Blink Stalkers. The biggest thing he can do here is keep Gumiho defensive, keep all of his units back at home. Maybe he can pick off some stuff. He's going to go for a big Blink forward onto that tank. He gets the siege tank. And because there's only like 2 Marines in these bunkers, the Stalkers don't have to pay for that at all. Hero's going to warp in more units, deciding, hey, actually, I can just stick around here. I can commit a little heavier to this since this is looking so good. Gumiho, he's going to leapfrog these tanks forward a little bit, and he is going to send Hero back. Oh, Hero blinks forward again. Gets one of the tanks. The second one, though, shilling away still. Gets a couple of Stalker kills. Hero could blink these out. For now, they're just going to hold this position and be annoying while he sends the 4 in the Warp Prism into the main base. The Marines are here. It's going to make it a little harder for Hero to get too much damage done, but should be able to pick off a couple of SCVs or a couple of Marines here and get out for free. Gumiho actually can't retake these gases just yet. He needs to secure that position. Hero feeling like it's time to go. He's going to pull everything back. Gumiho's third base is up. Hero getting some nice damage done. His third base is up and running now. And it looks like he went for a Disruptor first before getting into the Colossi and Thermal Lance. Oh, he's found another opening here. Not enough Marines to defend this, and the Stalkers are just going to blink up. Gumiho decides that's it. He doesn't have enough army. He's already lost 2 tanks. He's losing all of his Marines before any of the upgrades are ready to go. And, I mean, despite not super committing to it, Hero just goes ahead and takes that game. It's so funny. Like, how did game 1 feel so lopsided for Gumiho, and then game 2 feels so lopsided for Hero? It's just a 3-gate blink, and he doesn't even commit to. He's teching and expanding behind it, which feels like it should be illegal to be able to tech and expand while attacking. But those Stalkers being so incredibly cost efficient. That Gumiho just didn't even have a chance. Oh, Fractal. I thought that was going to be a copy pasta, but that's actually a solid message. Fractal surprising me with a good message in chat. Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of adrenal glands. I love the way it functions. And I think it's really important for... one of my favorite things about late game StarCraft is that there's really not a unit that you can't utilize later on in the game. And that's kind of one of the hard things about StarCraft, is knowing what to build when. And that's why Zerg in the late game can have a very big advantage, obviously depending on a lot of factors, but they can tech switch much, much faster and easier than the other races. So that can feel really difficult to deal with. Protoss can do that pretty well also. But it's really interesting. It's really important that all the units are viable later on in the game, depending on the game state, right? I don't think there's a unit that like becomes useless after a certain point, because it can always come back around. It can always come back around, except for like Reapers. Those are useless after the like 5-minute mark, maybe 7-minute mark if you're beyond. But let's get into game 3 here, as I think we're going to see some proxy Reapers, perhaps. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we have Dragon Kites Gaming's Hero, who, well, he's got a little something near his base. His opponent dropping that little something. It is Cloud9's Gumiho. Oh, and Hero gets the scout. He sees this with his little probey probe. He knows Gumiho's tricks. Gumiho did proxy in the natural of Oliveira earlier on this map, so this must be the strat here on Hecate. And with the 2 probes, he should be able to stop this coming up. It's getting pretty close, but there's only like one spot for this SCV to hide, and down it goes. It explodes. It's drill going over here. Parts of it went flying into the abyss. And Hero's just going to take the base. Obviously, this other SCV can come in here and finish this, but this has already gone fantastically for Hero. SCV is going to have to fully run away now. The Reaper's on its way, but I mean, the Cybercore still feels so far away. I guess Reapers take a while to build, but Hero's not going to have any units out. Doesn't build a Zealot. This feels like it should be better for Hero than it currently is. Makes me wonder if his Cybercore was late or something. He is going to Chrono the Stalker out. Oh, look at the probe pull. Oh, this is so cute. He's just going to immediately stop this Reaper from jumping up the cliff. Oh! All right, Reaper gets out of there. But they've already done so much damage to it. Now the Stalker's about to pop. This Reaper, this whole proxy situation gets shut completely down. And Gumiho's opening fails. But it's okay. Gumiho's got a backup. He's proxying a factory, but good news, guys. He already has a factory. So maybe the whole point of this was for it to kind of fail, right? Because now Hero, maybe he's feeling cocky. You know, he's like, nailed it, dude. Didn't lose anything, right? Killed an SCV, killed the Reaper. Probe's getting a bit of a citizen's arrest there. Stalker finishing it off. But Hero has no scouting info. He doesn't know what's on the other side of the map. He doesn't know that Gumiho's CC just started. He doesn't know that there's 2 factories on the map. One in Gumiho's base, one just out here by this half gold, because Gumiho's a beautiful, beautiful human. He sees the first Cyclone. That's not too much of a surprise. What is Gumiho doing over here? That is a reactor factory. So he'll have triple Cyclone production. But I'm a little worried for Gumiho right now. Hero might push across the map. Okay, no, he's stopped. For a second when these units are moving out, I thought he was just going to push straight across. Sometimes there's like a 3-gate opener you can do where you just push across the map. And that could have been a big problem for Gumiho. Cyclones are great against like a couple units, but they have a tough time against more units than that, especially if they're surprised. But Gumi is about to have like a ton of Cyclones. Hero does have Blink about halfway done. He's got a 3rd gate on the way and the Robo on the way, so it looks like Hero is going to be able to have a lot of units fairly soon. He's got a shield battery. I don't think Gumiho is going to wait too much longer, though, before he starts pushing across the map. He has to go pretty soon. He's on, what, 5 Cyclones right now with 3 more in production. That's going to be a lot of pressure. Shield batteries can be quite strong. There's some force fields available as well for Hero. And we'll see if Gumiho can break them. Blink is about to finish. Blink can be very, very strong against this. Blinking back, breaking those lock-ons, not quite as powerful as it used to be against Cyclones, but can still be really, really strong, keeping those Stalkers alive a little bit longer. Or blinking forward, getting guaranteed kills on usually like 2 Cyclones. The Cyclones without their speed upgrade, which they do not have, are very slow. Oh, and that just got scouted. Hero just now sees this, and he's moving out. I think he's just going to blink on top of this. He's warping in 3 more Stalkers. Oh, Gumiho is so dead. I mean, Cyclones are good. Yeah, but they're just not that good. 2 more show up. That's going to help a little bit here. But he just gets caught with his pants down. Gumiho not expecting maybe Hero to go for the 3-gate blink again. I don't know why he would be expecting that not to be the case. But he gets caught completely out. Blink was done. Hero just blinks forward and kills the Cyclones. Turns out, pretty good strat. If you're wondering how to beat Cyclones and you're a Protoss, just play like Hero. And Hero will move on to yet another KSL Finals. GG. Let's see who he's up against. Ooh, okay. All right. Cure taking down Dark on the semifinals. took down Classic in the quarters, took down Dark, and that means we will not have Hero versus Dark in the grand finals. Damn. I feel like Gumiho is still trying to figure out ways to make Cyclones work against Protoss. So far, it has not worked great, specifically against Hero. And I don't know if that's a Hero factor or a Gumiho factor or what. But that's, I mean, almost what I'm talking about. When I was at the beginning of the series, I was like, man, I wish Gumiho would just play like standard macro. The one standard macro game that he played, I guess game 2 is standard macro as well. He just kind of dumpstered Hero in game 1 though. I do love Gumiho, and I'm excited to see him in DreamHack Atlanta. I hope some of you guys are going to DreamHack Atlanta. Any of y'all planning on heading out there? Party Parrot. I don't know what like half of those emotes are. Secure has won one KSL and lost one KSL final. So this will be his third finals. I don't know how many times he's played. Secure definitely doesn't have as many appearances as like Hero and Dark in KSL, but he's played in a good handful. Just hasn't made it to a ton of finals. Like he often gets stopped in the semis by one of the other guys. 47 is with $10 in the match. Reno. Oh my god. What a hero. Thank you, 47ers. And thank you to everybody who's put in those coupon codes. The coupon codes help kind of offset the costs of, you know, like PayPal and Matcherino fees and stuff. It just kind of, it helps offset like a little bit of that for both us and the players. There's always going to be some of those, you know, but free money is free money. So appreciate you guys hitting the code, claim code button. All right, we've got our map vetoes ready to go. Getting into game 1 shortly. Didn't Inno have some nasty reactor Cyclone builds? I don't... Was there a time when the Cyclone was on reactor when Inno was playing? There might have been. The Cyclone's gone through like 4 or 5 changes since it's become a unit. But I don't know if it's been on reactor before. I think it's always needed a tech lab. But Cyclones have been stronger in the past. Right now, they have a certain strength to them. But I don't know. I don't like the Cyclone change. The more we get into it, the less I like it. I think it fits less of a niche. And it's just like an overall slightly better unit. But like it really still doesn't feel good the longer the game goes on. It's another one of those units that like maybe doesn't fit in a late game. Anyways, let us get into our grand finals. It is time for the KSL Grand Finals, week number 35. And spawning in the upper left-hand corner for his 19th finals, it is Draken Kites Gaming's Hero, looking for that 15th win. But his opponent This time it's a Terran. In the lower right-hand corner for Team Liquid, it's Cure. And as we get into this game, I will remind everybody once again that not only are we fully funded by the Patreon and would love it if you would consider checking that out and supporting via the Patreon, keeping us going as long as possible here at the KSL. But we also have a Matcherino. If you're looking to support in another way, you can hit that claim code button, add a quarter to the prize pool, or donate extra if you're like, oh man, Cure's in the finals. He's my favorite. I want to make sure he wins even more money. I mean, you can donate specifically to this tournament, and he will take 40% of whatever you put into that Matcherino. So, if he wins, that is. Cure going to the cheeky NG Bay block. Hero stops it pretty quickly and is able to take his base. The scout from Hero's probe was beautiful. Now, Hero did just take down Gumiho in a PVT. Not the cleanest PVT from Hero, particularly game 1. Game 2 is a really nice 3-gate blink opening from Hero. I wouldn't be too surprised to see him just head straight into that again. It's one of those things where I feel like as the game, I don't know, if you go into like a straight up macro game, TVP is actually very even, I feel like. There's a lot of tools on both sides. There's a lot of things both players can do, both races can do, that make it very complicated. You know, Protoss has the disruptors and the blink DTs and High Templar hiding out around the map, Zealot run-bys, but big old Marine Marauder drops, Ghost EMPs. Terran has a lot of tools at their disposal as well. And just overall, kind of the stronger, straight-up army, generally speaking. Bio, pretty good. Pretty good. But I feel like the 3-4-gate blink openers from the Protosses are still finding so much success against Terrans. They don't always win, but I do feel like they have a pretty ridiculous win rate at the high level. We see Max Packs take down Clem with those all the time. And Hero looking pretty good against Gumiho with it. And it is going to be another blink opener. Is that 3 gateways here from Hero and then a Robo? Am I omniscient? Do I know it all? Am I a know-it-all? The answer is yes and yes. The question is, will Cure know this? Looks like Cure's going to hit with a drop before any of this comes online. Before Blink is done, before the gateways even fully finish, before the Robo's really online. Cure's going to be hitting with a 7 Marine drop. Now, this can get some damage done, but it's likely going to sacrifice these units. And oh, the Stalker seeing this is actually kind of painful, as Hero gets a couple of free shots off on the medevac. The Marine's going to have to drop out here by this pylon. Targeting that pylon down might be a good target, but they're going to dive forward. Probe's getting pulled off the line. The medevac getting very low. Down it goes. These Marines are now on a suicide mission. They're going to try to gun down some Stalkers and some Probes. They'll get 1 Stalker. That'll be it. 1 Stalker and 3 Probes as that last Marine gets an extra hit off. And I don't know that that's enough damage for me to feel confident in Cure's position here. Now, he is getting some tanks out. He has 1 bunker up already at the front. Might need another one in the main or a second one down at the front. As he has scouted at least some of what he's up against. Yeah, he's seen the important stuff. He's seen 3 gateways. He knows Blink is on the way. And here's going to do the same thing we saw him do against Gumiho. He's got the Robo Bay behind this. He's got the 3rd base about to start up. But the Prism is out. He's moving across the map. Not a lot of Stalkers, though. What is this? 4 Stalkers right now, and they're all very split up. So I guess Hero is not going to commit to the Blink Stalkers, and the Adepts shade in and die. Bit of a mistake there from Hero. Suddenly this goes from like, oh, it looks like Hero's going to get nice and aggressive, maybe blink some stalkers in. Then he completely doesn't do that. Stalker's showing up now, but this feels so late. Cure has so much more stuff. This could get kind of weird, though. Cure might move out. The Raven's trying to find a place to go. It looks like it finds a little squeeze hole here to get through. And as Cure moves out, the Prism's going to move in with 4 Stalkers in it. There's not much back at home for Cure right now. It is only 4 Stalkers, but still could get some good SCV damage done here. A few SCVs getting pulled to try to help out against this. The lack of stim is feeling pretty painful. Hero will just lift up and get out of there. 5 SCVs going down. But Cure is pushing across the map. The first Colossus is out, though, for Hero. And without stim, without combat shields, without +1, and without Medivacs, this army is so just out on its own here. And uh-oh, Cure, he's going to have to siege up these tanks. 1 siege is up, some auto turrets going down with a Blink Stalker forward. They're going to blink on top of these tanks. They've gunned 1 down. With some fancy micro here out of Hero, he's going to take all the rest of this down. Every single one of Cure's units out on the map going down. And that was a very nice trade for Hero. Cure very much on the back foot now, and I don't know what that move out was. That felt like such a weird move out. Not waiting for any of his upgrades to finish, not waiting for any Medivacs to be out so he could potentially evacuate or even just heal up those Marines. And now Hero's like, I don't think you have much back at home. I'm going to go try to get some kills. Force field trying to stop the repair going down. He's going to take down the bunker. Hero's got the Colossus here. It has Thermal Lance, and he's just going to try to take as good of a trade as he possibly can. Now, Widowmine gets a kill. Not any force fields left. Hero's just going to back up. There is a Viking out, and it looks like there's a double drop on Hero's side of the map. And uh-oh, Hero's main base is going to go down. Hero not dealing with this at all. Too focused on the other side of the map. And while Hero did, you know, kill a bunker and stuff, losing the main, losing the Robo Bay, Cure finding some massive damage here. There's also Widow Mines up here, which could be very dangerous if the probes decide to try to go back to mining. It looks like the Medivacs will escape. Oh, there is one more Widow Mine. Hero has spotted it, though. Blinks out of the way, but Cure has gotten some big damage done. That being said, Hero is taking a 4th base as Cure starts up his 3rd. Cure's ahead quite a bit of army supply. He's got +1 done. I think he's got to move across the map soon because Hero's army is just going to get bigger. Hero is pushing across. His Colossi are totally on their own. This is so dangerous for Hero. Oh, the Widow Mine. Oh, man. Doesn't end up getting the connection there. That was so dicey. Hero has 3 Colossi and, like, the smallest supporting army you can possibly see. But Cure, all of his army is bunched up. That's not great against these Colossi. He's going to try to dive forward. SCV's coming off the line to help fight this out. Colossi so strong, so scary right now. The drop goes back into the main base, but there's not a much there. And oh no, dude. Anki. RIP. Gotta let the Emil meme live on. Even in 2023, Emil's internet from back in the day, still a meme. This is really, really unfortunate timing too. Since there's like a lot happening right now. I can't go look down here, but Hero's obviously pushing in. Cure trying desperately to hold on while he tries to get a little bit of damage done here with 2 Marauders and a Marine in the main. Just going to try to take down a pylon or 2. Anki, we've lost him. But hopefully we can get back into this without too much of a kerfuffle. All right, there we go. Oh, but Cure's pulling all the boys from both sides. He's getting the surround. The fantastic micro here from Hero. 4 Colossi, 1 Warp Prism, and oh my god, he just decimates the SCVs. Yes, it looks like Cure's eventually going to push this all the way back. Hero's going to recall, but he's going to lose the Prism. Oh my god, he keeps the Prism alive. I actually cannot believe that stayed up. That is insane. I mean, at the end of the day, though, the 28 SCVs is the real story here. Yes, the main base died. Hero's on 3 bases, though. He's ahead 40 workers. I mean, there's just... Cure is just too far behind. If Cure had, like, 85 army supply, I would believe. Unfortunately for Cure, he's chilling at a solid 40 right now. He is down 18 army supply from his opponent, who has the bigger and better economy. I guess the one thing Cure is going for him is he's about to have 1-1 to 0-0. But Hero is going to dive into the main base with a few Zealots, just getting them right in. And this is going to pull the small army that Cure has back up into the main base to deal with it. And that's going to allow this third base to be completely exposed for Hero to force it to lift. And I mean, this is so much damage to Cure. While Hero's main base finishes up again, he's up to 69 probes. Nice. And this game is pretty much over. I mean, the micro from Hero with that Prism, and 1 Prism and 4 Colossi. Only 1 Colossus can fit in that Prism, by the way, guys. 1 at a time. You have to manually click, load, and unload each Colossus while microing that Prism back. Insane. Insane stuff. The SCV stood no chance. And Cure, I mean, he's nearly at 100 supply again. He's got the upgrade lead, but is that going to be enough here to take this fight? The Vikings will gun down these Colossi fairly quickly. The Bio, though, not stutter stepping against the Zealots. Looks like they're going to pull back now. The Immortal's doing a decent job here as well. The Vikings will land. Cure is holding, but at what cost, man? He's losing 8 more SCVs. And even if he holds, I mean, he's just got nothing behind this. He pushes this away. He's going to get this Prism for free. But I just don't think there's going to be enough here for Cure. He's down so many workers. He's down 50 workers right now. Look at the main and the natural. There's nothing mining here, and the third's not much better. Cure's going to move across the map. I mean, this is maybe his best opportunity, but it's such a small little bio force. He has so much healing. Hero just warps in a ton of Zealots. He's trying to get the Robo Bay back online and a second Robo. But he doesn't have the ability to build more Colossi, so that's a big problem here for Hero. Or is it? Is it a problem? Because he's going to blink forward on top of this. He's gunning down Medivacs. Zealots come in from the bottom side, forcing the lift up here. And Cure is going to tap out just as that full Medivac gets sniped. But that game has been over for a long time. Cure was on heavy copium for the Hero throw. But Hero did not throw. Held on to that game with some excellent micro, killed all of the SCVs of his Terran opponent. Goddamn. Oh, Enki is still not back online. RIP. We're going to pray for Enki's internet. Sucks having internet that drops on you like that. So painful. All right. We are in the lobby for game 2. We're going to Oceanborn. Oceanborn. Take me by the horns. Lead me to the corns. But avoid the thorns. There we go. We got it. We got there. Dang it, email. Killing casters' internets for near a decade. Actually, maybe over a decade. I don't know when that meme was born. Game 1 was pretty hot. I will say, it felt like Cure made some good moves. I don't think Hero ever felt behind. And then once he was ahead, it was pretty much game over there. He didn't let go of that lead But let's get into game 2 and see if that's any different here. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have Dragon Kites Gaming's Hero. Up 1-0 right now in this grand finals. His opponent, lower right-hand corner, it is Team Liquid's Cure. And you know what, you're right, I did go a little bit country there. So just for that, I'm going to give y'all a nice little yeehaw! Because that's how it's got to be. That's just how it is sometimes. I want to let you guys know that Officer Bagel didn't even look at me for that one. He no longer cares about the yeehaws. Maybe sometimes he would. But right now, he's just like, meh, whatever. Unbothered, moisturized, in his own lane, happy. It's good stuff. This is a very early probe scout from Hero. Keeping an eye on things on Cure's side of the base. Maybe worried about a proxy. What's his name? The cat's name? His name is Officer Everything Bagel. And you will refer to him as Officer Bagel. His official title. Is that clear? I want to get him like a little officer's cap. I don't think he'll let me put it on him. He would let me put it on him. He would immediately break it and take it off, though. But it would be adorable for the, like, 2 minutes it lasted. Looks like here is another Widowmine drop cooked up here. And by another one, I mean a Widowmine drop because he did a Marine drop last game. He could also bring some Marines with this. Sometimes we see the, like, 4 Marine, 2 Mine drop. But he's trying to hide what he was doing a little bit here with the high ground CC. So Hero doesn't really know what he's up against. But if you don't know what you're up against, just go for like a 2-gate or a 3-gate or a 4-gate blink. Honestly, you're golden. You're golden. Widowmine drop gonna head out. The Stalkers saw the base landing and decided not to stick around, just left. Oh, and what died in the meantime? Oh, a Reaper. Ran into the base and died. I think the probes killed it. I feel like one of these probes is gonna have a kill. But which one? I could be wrong. I'm clicking on all these probes now for no reason. Damn it, none of them have kills. All right, well, we tried. One Widowmine gets dropped out early. It's going to run into the natural area, perhaps. The other 2 hit the main base. Hero, though, being the good player he is, pulling probes appropriately. The medevac's going to escape with 2 Widowmines in it, though. Oh, wait, hold on, Hero. Oh, he splits it off, Hero. He's too good, man. It was so dicey. But splitting those probes beautifully as they were targeted down. And Hero going to take care of that Widowmine. Cure could come in with the medevac a little bit later. Soul Steel, thank you so much for the raid. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you had a lovely stream. Behind this, Cure just getting into tanks. A couple more barracks on the way. Oh, looks like the mines went back in, got a couple more kills. The medevac just going to leave after that. 5 kills for 3 mines. Not too bad here. Not too shabby for Cure. I think he's all right with 5 probe kills. The real thing, though, is there's no third base. And I think this medevac just flew over that third, so I think he knows that there's no third base. And Cure just needs to play defensive. He's got the tank and a bunch of Marines in the main base. There's a tank and a bunker in the natural base. I don't know. He's looking pretty buttoned up here. He's going to siege up this tank up here. However, Hero is going to blink forward with the high ground vision from that observer. He's going to take that tank down, lift up those stalkers, and get them out of there. And now he's just going to poke and prod at this wall. Hero considering blinking up into the main. Just trying to figure out where he wants to go. Where is the weak point of the Terran? There's the blink up. He knows the tank is there. He's going to gun it down. The Bio, though, getting a few Stalker kills as they try to retreat. But they will be able to get out of there. 3 Stalkers going down, but that is 2 Siege Tanks that have died now. The Observer, oh my god, it gets scanned, but it does not get killed. Did he kill 1 Observer? Yeah, he scanned and killed 1 Observer, but the other one is still there. Hey, Hero looking for a drop, but it was a fake drop. Cure picked up and then boosted and then just came back. So a bunch of Stalkers have left looking for a medevac that's literally just right here. But I don't think Hero realizes it's the same medevac, which is hilarious. These Stalkers are like, where did he go, George? Where did he go? Hero, it's this one. It was the same medevac. Look at him. He's really looking for it, dude. He believes it. He bought that hook, line, and sinker. But I think Cure realized he was spotted by the other observer and was like, oh, never mind. Never mind, I just won't do that. But now Cure has the ability to push across the map. The Stalkers are not there to poke down these units on the way across. Finally, they'll come back in and try to pick off some units on the backside. No boost on that medevac. It goes down. Cure going to bring the Raven back ahead with these guys. Looks like the Stalker's going to try to pick up some reinforcements. There's actually a decent amount of bio here, though. The Stalkers might have to be careful of a stim. Yeah, they're going to have to back away. Cure, he's just chilling, though, and this is giving time for Hero, who has a Colossus that's about to have Thermal Lance. Second Colossus is about halfway done. Charges on the way. Is Cure just going to pull back? I mean, he's got a third almost done. Hero's third was super duper late, and he is still not on a great worker count. So the economy's pretty even here. Cure is going to bring his reinforcements. He is going to keep going in. But against 2 Colossi with Thermal Lance, it becomes a little bit more difficult. Stalker's looking to get some damage done here on the front lines. He pulls back the shield batteries. Ooh, big anti-armor missile going to hit a lot of these units. The tanks are going to siege up. This bio is so strong, but they're being very, very cautious against the Colossi. Oh, another Hero Prism just running into the army here. Ooh, Hero moves forward into tank range. It's not ideal. Stalker even going down. Cure is up 30 army supply, and I mean, he's got a third base on the same worker count back at home. This is a great moment here for Cure. Like, he is in a great spot. The big danger for Cure is if Hero is patient enough to get enough army up to clean this up. And that's exactly why Cure is just deciding to back away. I don't think he knows about this. I feel like if he knew about that, he'd be heading that direction. Oh, Hero forgetting that he doesn't need to kill that Stalker to kill the Widowmine that used to be underneath it. Double Widowmine drop coming in. The late Widowmine drops can be so effective because you're just not expecting it. But oh my god, Hero's just so good. He's just so good, it's insane. And a great split there. A couple probes go down. Obviously, this is pulling a lot of focus, though. And that's very good for Cure, who is now up 8 workers. And while the 4th base is about to finish for Hero, he's just not going to have the economy for it. Like, 61 workers does not cover 4 bases, even when the main is starting to mine out. Like, Hero needs to pump out more probes, and he is starting up probe production again. Building 3, now 4 at a time. But I actually kind of like this position for Cure. Now, Cure is going to get spotted on the left-hand side here trying to move out. That's going to draw Hero into position, but I don't think this has been spotted by Hero yet. Maybe it has. I don't know. He's got the Hallucinated Phoenix here. Stalkers blink forward. They did get anti-armor missiles, so they have to be a little bit careful in this fight. Cure going to be able to gun down some Stalkers. Hero not paying attention. Focus maybe on the right-hand side where he does know this army is coming in here. Cure being so careful. Not taking the fights when it's not a good fight for him. Looks like that Raven finally will go down, but Cure's just going to lift up and back up. He backs up on the top side. A couple of SCVs died, but I don't know what killed them. And now Cure's going to send all 4 of these medevacs into the main. Maybe. Or not. He's just going to wait here to make me feel silly. There's another medevac up here. Could just join it in for some extra healing. Scans forward into the main base. The Colossi are on their way up the cliff with some Stalkers. Cure's going to have to be a little bit careful of this, especially with those Zella Warpins. Some Widowmines helping out, though. The Colossi going to be very strong in this Sim City, able to just kind of walk around. But Cure's going to gun down one. Can he get a second one? No, he's going to lift up and back up. While he's trying to engage down here as well, some EMPs going off. But a Super Shield Battery will turn on and keep that alive. I don't think Cure realizes this base is here, because he could absolutely be killing that. He's killed 11 workers, knocking Hero down to 56 probes. Hero's worker count this whole game has just been pretty lame. Cure, meanwhile, up to 76 SCVs on these 4 bases. Looking very strong. What is the Colossus count? There are 3 Colossi. Only 4 Vikings here for Cure, so he's not counting on the Vikings to really get that damage done. Just using them to push away. But Hero moves through the middle of the map. Cure, I think realizing this, is pushing on both the top and bottom side, skipping this base, which isn't really doing much, going for the economy, kills the 3rd, kills the 4th. Hero just diving straight into the main. He doesn't want any army out of Cure to be able to hold the top of this ramp. I think Cure's going to have to cancel everything that's in production right now, because otherwise it'll pop out and just die immediately. Trying to EMP trade with these Stalkers as best as he can. The Stalkers are going to be able to kill everything in here. However, Cure is diving into the main base as well. EMPing, just going for the damage. He has killed 3 of the 5 Nexuses of his opponent. It looks like the main's going to be going down soon. However, Hero is killing a lot of this production, forcing these barracks to lift. But he's even going to be able to get most of those, it looks like. And Cure is just kind of chilling right now. It looks like he's trying to reposition some stuff back at home. His +3 attack is going to be canceled. So the upgrades will be equalized for these 2. Both at 2-2. Both players going to lose pretty much all of their production. This planetary could hold for a little while, but honestly, against the amount of Stalkers Hero has, ooh, nice Widowmine connection, though. The planetary won't last forever. I love the missile turrets here. That can just help out so much. Cure, again, he just doesn't realize this base is here. And that is huge, because he's been hanging out over there this whole time. But he doesn't realize that base is down there. That's all that Hero has right now. He's going to drop a Dark Shrine and a Gateway, because he's lost all of his gates. The only thing left up here is that Twilight Council. That's why he's able to drop the Dark Shrine. And it looks like Hero is just going to go for the kill. Cure has so much money in the bank, though, and he's got some SCVs with his army. He can just drop down a new CC on Hero's side of the map. He could drop down 5 command centers right now if he wanted to. He's completely supply blocked. Hero is slow pushing this planetary. He will kill it eventually. There's the recall, though, as Cure has found this base. The base has a few cannons at it. Shield battery. Dark Shrine is almost done. There's no scans available here for Cure. Oh, that's actually huge. Oh, he doesn't have any scans. Nor does he even have a starport. He does have a factory, though. He could rebuild a starport. Both players obviously incredibly supply blocked right now and unable to build anything. Hero moving across the map. The army supplies are so similar. Oh, this is feeling a little dicey. Cure does have Ghost, so he can EMP just like that. He can EMP the invisible units. Stalker's going to blink forward and get 1 Ghost. I don't know whose position I like more in this situation. This is a very weird situation here. It's going to come down to how the fight goes. It's a good starting EMP for Cure. Get some shots off on one of these Colossi as well. And Hero is just going to back up. Both players losing some units here. The supply is staying very, very similar. Neither player really able to build things. They're both trying to rebuild their supply. I guess if they take little trades here, that's going to help them both as well. Going to be another dead barracks, it looks like. Right as it finishes that tech lab, it goes down. At least the tech lab finished, you know? What happens if a barracks dies when the tech lab's only like halfway done? Does the tech lab just sit there partially finished? I guess it probably does. Hero being very aggressive here. I'm a little surprised to see him being so aggressive. The Immortals on the ground making this army a little bit stronger than it looks too, but Cure does not want to engage. He has decided to just step back and let these buildings go down. He's going to be forced to cancel this command center. Actually, it gets killed. It doesn't even cancel. He's going to pull the SCVs. He's going to go for it. EMPs landing onto this army. Hero has nowhere to run, and he is going to have to take this fight, and that is not a good fight for Hero. Cure, I think he's about to even this series up. A lot of SCVs go down, but who cares? It's 17-15. Cure has 86 army supply to 18. And while there are Dark Templar on the way, that is such a last-ditch effort for Hero. Cure has missile turrets up at his planetary. DT Blink, as good as it is, it's really only as good as how many Blink DTs you have. And 2's just not going to cut it. There's EMPs here for Cure. He can take down any DTs that he sniffs out, like that one. There's just not going to be enough money for Hero. He can't get enough gas to keep warping in DTs on one base. And that's the GG. Cure takes the base trade game and ties the series up 1-1. GG. What a game, man. I love that. I love when you have one player who's like split armies and the other player's like, well, screw you. Just walks through the middle of the map. The game always gets so exciting after that. I thought Hero handled that pretty well. Just going straight for the main base is exactly what he needed to do. It ended up in a pretty even, like a weirdly even spot where both players had one base. The army supplies were very, very similar. But I do feel like Cure's army was a little bit better. He had a few Vikings. He had a handful of ghosts. And, I mean, neither player could produce anything for a long time. But ultimately, Cure had a much larger bank. It was a lot easier for him to potentially get all those supply depots up and things like that. So I don't think Hero was wrong for trying to take a fight there. I love that he tried to get into Blink DTs at the end, too. I kind of forgot, also, the reason he was warping in one at a time is because he only had one warp gate at the end of that game. Now we're going to hop in to game number 3. We are on Solaris. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Hero. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner. Representing Team Liquid, it is Cure. And as we get into game 3 here, I'm going to say something I haven't said all day today because bad content creator. And remind everybody who's watching on Twitch to hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you use both platforms, you can hit both buttons. And who doesn't love hitting buttons? Let's be real. We all love hitting buttons. Buttons are kind of great. Physical buttons are better, but virtual buttons are pretty good. Oh, you know I got you with the old cartoon references, Teddy Triple. Speaking of which, did you guys see there was the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner movie that WB made. And it was like a mix of live action and animation, which can be very, very cool. And I heard it was really good. Like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, borderline levels of good. But then they canned it. Like, it was basically a finished film, and they just shelved it. I think it is a finished film, but they're just not going to release it for the tax break or whatever. Ugh. Actually, the worst. I hate that so much. It sounds so cool. Like, I mean, I love, like, Looney Tunes cartoons. Old school cartoons, where that's kind of what I grew up on. I feel like I grew up more on, like, Looney Tunes than I necessarily did on more modern cartoons. Like, Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes was definitely more of what I watched as a kid than, like, Nickelodeon or even Cartoon Network. I feel like I just watched the old cartoons a lot more. There was some good news, though. It sounds like they're going to try to sell the rights to another studio for them to release. So hopefully we will get to see it, unlike the Batgirl movie that WB did the same thing to last year. That we will never get to see. Anyways, fun stuff happening there. So far this game, not a ton of action. None of the probes died, so some good micro from Hero, keeping those probes alive. The Adept staying alive too, just barely on 4 hit points. Looks like Hero's going to maybe go for another Widow Mine drop. Actually, is this the, like, weird drop where it's 2 mines, 2 Marines, and 2 Reapers? I feel like that's a thing that happens. No. Nope, it's just going to be the 2 mines in the main, the 2 Reapers, and the Hellion. I'm going to try to dive in here. And actually, with just 1 Adept here, they might be able to bop this dude out of the way. She can't hold the door on her own. Oh, she's got some friends. But what does that leave in the main base to deal with these Widow Mines? 2 Stalkers. All right. Oh, no, though. The Adepts leaving. The wall is open. Hero feeling a little bit vulnerable here. The medevac going to boost in. The Stalkers are there to try to stop this. The Widow Mine's going to drop out. Probe's getting pulled. Oh, the Reapers and Hellion a little bit late. Mines and medevac trying to be fancy, but the Hellion and the Reapers get in. Can they get some probe kills on the low ground? There is a shield battery here, so it shouldn't be too much damage. It looks like they'll get 3 or 4. It's actually pretty nice damage here from Cure. Up to 7 kills. 8 kills in total, but the 3 Adepts that shaded away, they weren't doing nothing. They went ahead and got 4 SCV kills as well. So Cure getting some damage done. Both players killing workers for units. And the trades at the end of it honestly end up fairly even. I mean, what's that? 75 resources different. There's a bit more gas lost for Cure, but overall, I would call that very even. Now, that being said, Hero, he's got a Prism on the way. Blink is done. He's got 3 gateways, and he is moving across the map. Already 4 Stalkers being annoying here, forcing a cancel, looks like, on that refinery. Oh, hangs out a little too long, though. That Stalker does not blink away. The tank starts off strong with a kill. 3 sentries here as well for Hero. Oh, my God. Is he going to go for it? He's going to go for the full Wings of Liberty wall off the main from the natural strat. Cure, though, a second tank popping out just in time. And he's got quite a few Marines up here. Kills the Observer. The Stalkers on the north side. Tank's a little far away from this. Those force fields going to stop these Marines from retreating. That is going to force them into this fight. But Cure is going to send this packing. Oh, it looks like a few SCVs or a few probes going down in the meantime. This Raven has 5 kills with the auto turrets. And this Raven coming in to get some damage as well. Hero pulls the probes away, but still 2 probes going down. And Hero not really getting a ton of damage done on this side of the map, while Cure is able to get some kills on the other side. Cure jumping pretty far ahead in the army supply. Hero, though, is going to try to get on this tank. No, he decides against it. Cure once again defending, not losing anything. This looks like a very strong opening for Cure. He does have a third base starting up right around the same time as Heroes. Another auto turret going down, though, killing 3 more probes. This Raven has 8 kills. This one has 3. I mean, that's big damage. A lot of times those Ravens go in there and get like 1 kill, 2 kills, and then get sniped down. Cure keeping them alive for so long. He has killed 19 probes this game. And Hero, he's going to jump on 1 tank, but he loses the Stalker for it. Not quite as strong of a trade as he'd like as the Protoss. And another Observer gets sniped as well for it. I'm liking Cure's position more and more here. Hero's still going to look for some damage. He sees this medevac trying to push out, but looks like Hero's going to lose at least 1 Stalker. He can't save them all. In fact, oh man, he messes his micro up. He loses 2 Stalkers. Hero, some uncharacteristic mistakes there, and Cure's double dropping on the other side of the map. A recall goes down. It's just the Prism with 3 Stalkers in it, though. That's not that scary of a recall. Cure, though, sees the double Colossi showing up and decides, well, maybe it's best to pack it on up. But this drop did exactly what it needed to. Pulled Hero back to his side of the map. That's going to allow Cure to take this third fairly easily. And Cure, I mean, he's in a great spot right now. He still has, I think both of these Ravens are alive. He's going to go ahead and check for the third. Not going to drop any auto turrets here. There's some Stalkers nearby. He's got a Widowmine drop prepared up top as well. Cure has so much harassment potential on Hero's side of the map. But Hero, he's going for the shove. He's just pushing straight across. Cure is so buttoned up back at home, though. Look at all these tanks. All right, well, it's 2 tanks, but it feels like a lot. He's got Vikings. Auto turrets going into the natural. Auto turrets going to go into the main. Cure is doing so much damage on this side of the map right now. And he has potential to do even more with the Widow Mines, with the double drop. Hero is going to go for the push forward, but I don't think he can do this. He's got 2 siege tanks killing him, and he's just going to tap out. He cannot break that defensive position of Cure. And Cure takes a fantastic game number 3. Oh, man. Is Hero going to get a loss in a KSL Finals? It's so rare. Out of the 18-19 now finals he's been to, he only has 4 losses in the finals. This could be the 5th. That was an excellent game from Cure. The harassment, even from the very beginning, the Reapers and Hellion getting in there. The Widowmines didn't do a ton, but the Reapers and Hellion just adding that damage up. It ended up being an even trade, but Cure was like even on workers after that. And that's where you want to be as the Terran. And it just felt like he kept gaining momentum. The Stalkers on the other side of the map just couldn't get anything done. They couldn't find purchase. Cure's defense was very, very solid, and he kept sniping those observers. I will say there were some uncharacteristic micro mistakes out of Hero. Makes me wonder if he's feeling, 100% right now in these games, because you don't usually see him like forget to pick up the last Stalker and micro it wrong and then lose 2 Stalkers when he could have saved one of them. Not the kind of thing we're used to seeing this player, the Protoss, make the mistakes. I don't know. The way that sentence ended up being phrased didn't make any sense. But spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Site Delta. Now down 1-2 as we are on match point. It is Dragon Kites's Hero. Sometimes the words come out in the wrong order. It's part of being a caster. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, it is our Red Terran for Team Liquid Cure. Maybe he can cure my inability to speak coherently. Although I don't think speaking coherently is necessarily a prerequisite for being a commentator. But it might be. It might be. Not exactly sure how it works. I mean, you can just be a, like, semi-professional commentator like myself, where you don't really ever get paid to commentate, so you can be just kind of terrible. Not really anything people can do about it. Kind of great. Oh, that's true. I did pull a bit of a Yoda there. I said the end of the sentence before the beginning of the sentence. A Yoda I did pull. Should I just cast like that the whole time? Maybe that's the strat. That's how I get ahead in this casting world. ESL will be hiring me any minute now, knowing I can do a Yoda impression while casting. A Cybercore hero did build. God, I feel like that would get so annoying after about 10 seconds or so. Please no. All right. I won't. Not today. Maybe another time. Rest in Probius. Probe getting gunned down by the Marine. Shockingly, Hero going for the Twilight Council once again. Not too surprised to see it, but I mean, so far Cure's defense has been pretty solid against those Blink Stalkers. Let's see if Hero can find some purchase this game. Opening up with Marines and a Hellion here. Bit of a different opener for Cure. Oh, and into a Cyclone. So no Widowmine drop this time. The Widowmine drops have done pretty all right for Cure. I don't know where that Hellion went. The Marines here are going to try to surprise the Adepts and will push them away. The Hellion made it all the way to the other side of the map. It's going to see what's going on here, and then it's going to die. Sees a Robo, but it doesn't see any extra gates because right now Hero is on one gateway. Now the Cyclone is out. This one Adept on the other side of the map checking for it. It looks like the other one may have died. Cure wants to go for a drop. This Adept in the meantime. Oh my god. Was that a hot pickup of the SCVs? It was. Honestly, incredible micro there from Cure. Now he's going to pick up. He's going to head across the map. He's got the Cyclone pushing first. Or he's not. Maybe he's just not. Maybe he's just going to pull back. All right, cool. I don't know if he saw what's going on this side of the map. But 3 more gates are finishing. Hero this time is 4 gate blinking. So far, we've only seen him go for the 3 gate blink. It's a bit more macro focused. He can win games with it. We saw him take down Gumiho in one of the games with the 3 gate blink while he was macroing behind it. But for the most part, it's just like harassment, trying to get ahead while you're expanding and teching behind it. That is not what's happening in this game for Hero. I do not expect to see him taking a 3rd base or taking a Robo Bay behind it. Maybe in a little bit. But right now, he is going to be focused on Stalkers. And Cure needs to be fully on the defensive against this. Doesn't have a siege tank in the main base. In fact, it looks like he's just going to be on the 1 tank. He does have a Cyclone and a Raven up here to help out, but the Stalkers are already coming in. They're going to jump on this tank. Cure is just not ready for this, man. He does not have any bunkers up. Cyclone and a bunch of Marines coming down. Is there a stim available? There's not. There's no stim even in production right now for Cure. He's just finishing up these Raxes. He's going to swap this back into the Tech Hub to try to get some tanks up, but I think it might be too late. The anti-armor missile is quite nice here. Hero needs to be a little bit careful, but I mean, his Blink Micro is so strong. He's already killed 12 SCVs. He's not focusing down this Cyclone. I feel like that would be a good target there. It got saved earlier by the medevac, but Hero just trying to kill what he can. Pulls back, 15 SCVs going down, and he's just going to dive back in. Auto turret going to help push him away for now. This feels like Cure's on a bit of a clock. He is about to pop out another tank. The Stalkers on the low ground just push right in, and that's going to allow these 4 in the main base to get some SCV damage done. Hero just getting damage done on both sides. 22 SCVs now going down. Stim is about halfway done. That one tank is out. It's doing a good job up here, but wait a second. Zealots getting warped in, and I think that's going to be it. It looks like we're going to a game 5. The Stalkers on the low ground are getting bullied away, but Cure's down to 20 workers. I mean, it's just, how do you come back from this? More Zealots are going to warp in, and yeah, Cure's just going to tap out. He just doesn't have enough to take him down off the back of that. I think he was hoping he'd have like a decent enough army to counter push, even if he lost all the SCVs. But enough bio got made. Or enough bio got killed. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what I meant to say there. Enough bio got killed by those Stalkers that there just wasn't a pushing force to counterattack for Cure. And he was continually losing SCVs. That means we get to game 5. Been a very nice finals. I don't think I didn't cast any Zergs today, huh? This has been all Terrans and Protosses. No Zergs on my side of this bracket. We'll have to hope we get some Zergs on EPT Cups Monday. All right. Let's hop on in. We're going to Hecate and spawning in the upper right-hand corner. We have Dragon Kitesy Gaming's a Hero. Tying it up, bringing us to a game 5. It's all on the line here in this 5th game. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner was on match point. Just needs to win that one more. Can he do it? Team Liquid's Cure. Hero opening with a low ground gateway here. I don't know if we've seen him do this yet. He has had some low ground walls in like all of these games, but I feel like they've been the later additions. He usually starts off with the Reaper wall. Very interesting change here for Hero. So far, nothing crazy out of Cure. Looking pretty standard. Standard. Now, I wonder if we're going to see another 4-gate blink out of Hero. I mean, I feel like it worked pretty well, but I also feel like a big part of the reason it worked so well is because Cure was not expecting that much of a commitment to the Blink Stalkers. And so this Stalkers initially just came in, sniped the one tank that was there, traded super well with a bunch of SCVs, and from then on, Cure was fighting from behind. But if Cure does maybe get the scout, or if he does just expect a heavier Blink commitment, I feel like he's been defending pretty damn well against it so far. Maybe it's time for Hero to change things up a little bit. Reaper going to be allowed to hang out in the main base. The shield battery is almost done. And it looks like this Reaper's not really going to be able to get any damage done. Oh, it gets one kill before that shield battery finishes. But that means the Adept and the Probe on the other side of the map. A bunch of SCVs coming down to fight this. Oh, they almost get the surround. Oh my god, and the probe finishes off that Marine. You got to be kidding me. The probe goes down, but this Adept getting so much done. That being said, it looks like the Reaper got a second probe over here. So 3 probes to 2 SCVs going down, but Hero continuing the pressure. And this bunker is super cool, but if you have no units in it, it actually doesn't do anything. It's a fun fact about the bunker. You know what we need for Terrans to buff bunkers? They need that little gun on top that they have in the campaign. The little turret. They need like a permanent auto turret on top of the bunker. Maybe that should be an upgrade for late game Terran. That might be too strong, actually. It might be like really, really good. Maybe Terran doesn't need a buff. I don't know. Maybe all the races need a big buff. If everything's overpowered, nothing is, right? Pretty sure that's how that works. Anyways, everything gets shoved away. The Adepts leave and survive. The Reaper does not survive. Let's get a scout at the front of the wall, though. Not necessarily. There's a second gate and a robo, a third gate going up in the main base. Hero, oh, he's blocked in a probe, so he's going to kill this shield battery. This probe is fully walled in. Poor little guy. Wait, it has to be told to go back to mining. Oh. 3 Adepts trying to get some damage done. They will get a couple of SCVs. Not a ton of damage, though. I don't know. 3 SCVs for 2 Adepts. That's probably better for Cure. Hero, despite having his 3rd gateway finishing up here, doesn't have a lot of stuff out on the field right now because of those early game Adepts. So there's not a ton of Stalkers out. You're going to get into a couple more barracks here. He's going to finish off that last Adept. Oh, and the Stalkers blink onto that medevac. Both the mines somehow get out. But it looks like only 1 probe going to fall for a medevac and 2 Widow mines. That's a good cleanup there from Hero. Nice observer positioning. Cyclone going to check for a 3rd. There is no 3rd, at least not yet. But this looks like the same build from Hero we've been seeing. So he will be taking a 3rd fairly shortly. He's got that Robo Bay coming up. He's macroing behind this, but he is going to do some damage, or try to do some damage with these Stalkers. Cure has the bunker. He's got all the SCVs pulled to defend it. Hero, though, not diving into it just yet. Waiting, I guess, for the Prism and for a few more Stalkers. But that's going to give time for Cure's tank to get in position, but Cure also pulling the SCVs away. And Hero's going to blink forward onto that siege tank and then try to pull back. He'll get the tank. I think he's going to get the bunker as well. No, the SCV repair is quite good. And at the same time, the Cyclone dives in, just gets a few free kills. However, the Stalker is going to go to the main base. The tank is not ready yet. It's going to get jumped on. It gets 1 shot off. The Marines do help out here. They're going to push this away, and it looks like another tank, unsieged tank, going to help these guys. Observer gets sniped. Cure has been so good about that. The tank from the low ground is gone. So it's just these SCVs which you need to repair. Oh, I guess not. You know what? Hero's just focusing them down. He gets 4 SCVs. Auto turrets dropping in the main, though. Hero late to respond. And he is going to lose 5 workers for that. And big thing here for Hero, didn't take that 3rd. He's been taking the 3rd as he pushes out in all these games, but he hasn't taken the 3rd yet in this game. This time the Stalkers will take that bunker down. And it's going to force Cure to pull these tanks out here to help out. Cure has a lot of bio, though. Stim and +1 are getting pretty close. Hero needs to be very careful. If he gets stimmed on, he's going to lose a lot of Stalkers. Cure has a good split going for him now. This 3rd base might be in some trouble, but I actually think Cure can push this away. He's got the tank. He's got the bio. The Stalker's got to leave. Hero bringing the Colossus straight across the map. Feels like such a bold move. Thermal Lance is not done yet. So the tanks here for Cure can be very strong. +1 and Stim are done for Cure, but he doesn't want to Stim just yet because he doesn't have any Medivacs out to help defend or to help heal up these units. But Hero decides to back up. He's going to go for a Colossus drop. You got to love the Colossus drop. The tank covers a lot of area, but not all the area. So the Colossus should be able to get some damage done here. Colossus needs to be a little careful. Marauders, just one Marauder, pretty good against the Colossus. Just pulls back, gets recalled. It got a few kills, honestly. Solid Colossus drop. Hero's third base finally finishing up. Cure not being forced to cancel this third CC means his is finishing up as well. I actually like this position for Cure better, I think. I mean, he's got a lot of production. Worker count is very similar. Here's ahead a little bit in supply. He's got his +1, but he never started +1 armor. So Hero, he started up his 1-1. He will eventually take that upgrade lead. For a little while, Cure has it, though. This does feel like a very even game. Here's going to have to move out and take that third soon. Oh, is he going to take that third? Oh. Not the third I expected Cure to take. But I kind of like it on this map. You do have the high ground here with the ramp. I feel like it's a good third. I guess just positionally, I expected him to take this one. Bit more exposed. Oh, Hero's got Prism speed. He's going to try to get into the main base here. Maybe get some warp-ins going. Just wait until his opponent moves out. Oh, and I'm so glad Hero remembered that Disruptors existed. I've seen him build like one Disruptor in all... What, this is going to be like the 8th game of PvT today that he's played. He just didn't build any Disruptors at all. There's one game I remember him building one Disruptor, and that is all I can think of for Disruptors from Hero today. They're pretty good units, though. I don't know, man. Auto Turn's going to take down the shield battery and then focus down a couple of probes. 4 more probes going down. That was the end of the Raven, though, as it gets gunned down. But I think it saw the Dark Shrine, which is pretty huge. The Prism trying to get in. It will get in past that turret thanks to the Prism speed. Charge is not done, though. Hero maybe needs to realize that charge is not done and start it. That would be huge. Okay, he has figured it out now. I wanted to see if Cure saw that Dark Shrine. Yeah, he saw it building. Was he paying attention is a different question. But I think there's a very good chance he was. Cure seems happy to just play this out in a macro. The DTs have now been spotted. Yeah, Cure is not going to let them get in. He's got some scans. He's got turrets going up everywhere. I was just going to say I wouldn't be sad to see him put more turrets up in the main, but he has already done it. It's definitely worth a few hundred minerals to make sure that Prism has a really tough time getting in there. And Hero seems content to macro as well. Now, I will say, earlier today, Hero played a nice long macro game against Gumihon. It did not feel great for Hero, so I do worry a little bit if he's feeling up to the task of a macro PvT right now. I am glad he's building Disruptors. He's going to go for a Disruptor drop here. Ooh, is he going to try to get the sneaky? Is Cure going to be paying attention? It's going to be really dicey. Okay, Hero decides against it, at least for now. Cure sending a little double drop north, but that's kind of where the army is. Ooh, they might circumnavigate each other a little bit here. Cure going to be able to just walk through the middle of the map and get into this base. Shield battery gets gunned down. Probes. Oh, no. Oh, those probes. 13 probes going down in about half a second there. Woodamine going to try to zone while the medevacs boost away. It looks like only a few units going to be able to get out of there. The medevacs. Just the ghosts. Sorry, I missed that Woodamine connection. Could have been nice. Oh, I don't know if this medevac's gonna be long for that world. All right, it's gonna go hide in the corner. Honestly, most of the bio is gonna get away. Hero's gonna try to get back into the main, and you know what? There's an empty space for the turrets, and that's gonna allow that warp prism to get right in there. Could go for a big warp in, but there's kind of a lot of bio nearby, so I don't know if this is gonna work out too well. That being said, Hero hitting at the same time. Oh my god, the EMP is laying out this army. And Hero needs to back up. He's got to be so careful losing a disruptor there. He's running into so many siege tanks. The stalkers are kind of split. Oh, this is so bad for Hero. This engagement is going abysmally. He is warping in more zealots, but there's so much bio here. The prism goes down. Yes, some SCVs are dying, but I really like this for Cure. He is about to clean up so much army supply. Hero pulling back his main army, tail between legs after taking so much damage. He's now down 30 supply, and it's all in army because the worker count's the same, because Hero never rebuilt any of these probes that he lost. So he just killed 11 workers, but the worker count ends up dead even. Cure is taking a fourth base that is not a planetary. It's a bold move that is not going to pay off for him here shortly as the Zealots run in, but he's going to be able to defend that. He's fighting on the other side of the map as well. Big EMP is going down. The blink forward from the Stalkers. Going to try to get some kills here. Will get some kills on the retreat as Cure needs to run away from the Colossi. He cannot fight those Colossi with just part of his army. 4 Colossi, pretty strong. Pretty good. But that means Cure, he's on the other side as well with another big group of bio. The Zealot run by gets caught and is going to get not much damage done. It looks like it'll get these mules. 4 mules. Oh, can he get a siege tank? He gets a siege tank. Friendly fire is a hell of a drug. Hero's going to try to go back up this ramp, and I cannot overstate how much I dislike that plan. That is such a narrow choke point, and there are tanks nearby. And a huge concave of bio up top. Cure's pulled everything back home right now. Looks like he is going to send a counterattack across, feeling like he can hold here with his defensive position. I tend to agree. Hero's still trying to push up this ramp. Trying to maybe delay this CC, but it gets finished up. Hero's got his own 5th base starting now, but his economy is still pretty garbage back at home. Moving around to this side, but Cure is already set up for this. Hero's going to go in, though. But there's a lot of bio on both sides. Oh, my God, the splits there. And any of these Disruptor Novas connect. A couple of them do. The bio on the top side getting ravaged, but the bio on the bottom side still very strong. And I think Cure's just got too much here, man. The massive surround that Hero wasn't expecting as he moved into that base, and he is going to lose all of his power units here. Just a few Stalkers maybe surviving. This Disruptor not going to make it. And Hero, he's pulling back, but pulling back to what? He's down 50 army supply. He's building 1 Disruptor at a time. This Disruptor needs the biggest shot it's ever seen in its life. Which I guess that was, since it just started up. But I don't think 2 kills is going to handle it. EMP is going down. Some DTs have warped in, but they're just going to morph into an Archon that's going to get EMP'd and killed immediately. And I just don't think there's going to be enough here for Hero, man. Cure, he's rallying across. The Disruptor Novas doing their best, but Hero's under 100 supply. All Cure has to do is not throw, and so far, we have not seen Cure throw, and there it goes. Hero cannot hold on. Cure with a solid defense, just letting the Protoss wash against him like waves against rock. But Hero did not have a Millennium to wear that rock down. The rock won, as the rock often does. It turns out Cure has the people's elbow. And that's GG. Hero takes his 5th loss in the finals of 19 appearances. Still a very good record, but Cure able to take the win. Only his 2nd win in his 3rd finals appearance in the KSL. Pretty solid for Cure. Looking very strong today, taking down some big name players, both Dark and Hero, getting bopped by Cure. Cure's back, baby. He's back. GG's. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for being here for this KSL. Again, if you'd like to support the KSL, please check out our Patreon. Consider becoming even just a $5 a month supporter. We have a lot of little supporters, and that's exactly what I was hoping for this Patreon. That grassroots community support is so important, and it's super important to the players. I'm super happy to be here putting this tournament on, casting this tournament every week. So thank you guys for that support. If you're like, streamer, I don't have $5, totally get it. Please check out the Match Reno and just click the claim code button. That is free, and you can add 25 cents to the prize pool. That'd be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, I'm going to head out. I believe we are not going to run a KSL next week. Next week for our U.S. people, the United States, it is Thanksgiving on Thursday. And while that is a day before the KSL, still might make things a little bit complicated. And we do have to take some breaks from time to time. Our Patreon's a little bit lower than it would need to be to run this every single week. So we have to take breaks every few weeks. We took a break a few weeks ago. So I think we're going to take a break next week. And then another one probably in DreamHack Atlanta. But we will be here as often as we can. Promise that. Thank you guys. Much love to you guys. If you're a Patreon member, I will be sending out the replay pack for this hopefully very quickly, because we should have every single replay from the casters. Actually, I'm going to just be like, find the casters real quick, and then we're going to raid somebody up. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you're from Pigs Raid, thank you for sticking around. Please hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Post all my favorite casts of the week on there. Usually one a day, sometimes two a day. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.